All right, everyone. Welcome to the Festus First Showcase for Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise. I am your local cow, Zoe Vermillion. No relation to Moobot, I promise. We are still getting a few things worked out here, but we're going to have two fantastic seeds run by two fantastic runners tonight. We're going to have moonblazewolf running the table flags for the ongoing Highway to the Three Mist Zone tournament, and BursikBadger is going to be running the group flags for that same tournament. I'm also here in voice chat with both moonblazewolf and BursikBadger. Hello, you two.
Hi.
Hello.
We are getting ready to do this thing, and pretty excited to show this game off. This is actually the game that got me streaming on Twitch originally, so I never was on Twitch before this. It was just kind of a thing I started doing because I had to play this awesome randomizer, and we've showcased it in our previous Fastest Furs marathons before, but I've never actually run it on a Fastest Furs event stream before, so I'm really excited to do this tonight.
Yeah, you're always on the comms, and I was in the runner seat along with Bursik last time, so.
Yeah, it's been fun. We've done a couple of 2v2 showcases. So, oh man, Shockwave, that looks fantastic. I see that we're ready to go.
Yeah.
When did we get a stinger? That thing's cool.
All right, so I was actually going to shout that out. I want to give a quick shout out to community member Tokigi. He went ahead and learned After Effects and decided to make a stinger for us. So we're getting fancy here. Yeah, layout's all good to go. We should be all set because OBS is great, and we swear that we tested everything last week. So without that, floor is yours. I am going to go silent. You all have fun.
Yeah, it's all good. I guess, Zoe, do you want to just kind of generally talk a little bit about the randomizer for maybe some of the folks in the Fastest First community who haven't seen it before?
Yeah, of course. So, Free Enterprise, as you may guess by what's on the layout, is the Final Fantasy IV randomizer. It is an open world randomizer, akin to like the SMRPG randomizer, if you've watched that, meaning that we don't need to follow the story progression. Right at the start, we're going to be given the airship and can fly around and go to various towns and dungeons, and we're looking for key items that have been randomized. So normally you'd find the sand ruby in the antlion den, but maybe you find the magma key, which allows you to go underground. On top of that, characters have been randomized, bosses have been randomized, and then with this particular flag set, we're playing with objectives that you can see here on the screen. So Blaze is going to have to do 3 of these 4 objectives to get the crystal, which will allow him to actually make Zeromus vulnerable to damage to allow him to complete the seed. It's a great randomizer, real easy to get into, has a lot of fun little tech that you wouldn't see in the vanilla game because there's a lot of weird programming quirks that bosses have that you would never be able to exploit, but we can exploit to their fullest. And I see that we have some community members here for Blaze's names. Thank you so much for making me Rosa. I appreciate that.
Best white mage. Yeah, you're welcome. No, I love showing off this randomizer. I love talking about it. I suspect we have quite a few Free Enterprise fans in the house, but for anybody who is new and has questions, please ask. Zoe, Bursik, and myself are all part of the restreaming team for this randomizer. It has its own channel, it has its own league, it has its own community. We do multiple restreamed races per week, and it's just a really good time. So I'm gonna get into it. I'm guessing Shock is good on the timer, so I'll just do a countdown from 5, and then we'll get going. And I'm sure Zoe and Bursik will have more to talk about as I'm going along. One thing I just want to point out before we get started, I am using the table flags, which is one of the 2 flag sets that we are doing in our current league that is running this fall. And Bursik is going to be doing the group flags after this. So we're going to be doing 2 different seats tonight. And I'm going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And I have a cane, which is I'm actually pretty happy about. But normally we start with 2 characters. I may not take this second character. Would one of you like to explain why that is the case? Oh boy. Also
Oh
that.
boy. Badger, you want to take that one?
Sure. So one of the differences between there's a lot of available flags for randomizer, and there's a bunch revolving around characters. One that is on for the table flags, and the table flags are basically the later rounds of the tournament. The group flags I'll be running later are actually the earlier rounds. So the table flags are a little harder. One of the things we turn on there is permajoin. So once a character joins Blaze's party, you cannot choose to give them up later on. So in this case, you're always forced to take whoever you're starting with, whoever that character is that shows up on the new game screen. But every other character, it's going to ask, like, do you this, like, Rydia wants to permanently join your party. So you have to be really careful about the choices you make there.
Yep, and I chose to wait.
Yeah, Rydia at the start, not exactly what you want to see. She's got 30 HP. She starts at level 1. She has basically only the Chocobo summon, which is not particularly that useful. She takes a lot of levels to get online, so taking one early in table flags, when you don't actually know if you're going to be able to get her to a point where she's usable, is not super advisable. So it's a good call there, leaving her behind in Baron Castle.
Yeah, but he'll be able to go pick her up if he wants later on. So, for instance, like there's 2 major white mages. There's Porum and there's Rosa. So if he saw an early Porum, he may choose to later go pick it up if he doesn't find a Rosa by coming to Nasidia, where he is right now. There's a crystal room at the top of this town, and all the dismissed characters are available there.
Yeah, and as you see here, he's raising the big whale, which means that I had missed it. We had a starting darkness crystal, which actually unlocks the access to 2 of our 4 objectives. So
Yeah.
you're already well on your way, even if you can't do those for a little bit. You know you have the access. That's pretty nice to find.
Yeah, the Darkness Crystal in this case allows me to complete the Giant of Babel when I'm ready, as well as the Vanilla Crystal Sword Altar objective. It is also one of the 2 paths in the game to the final boss fight, which I have to find one of those 2 things as well. And in this particular format, it also is going to unlock some of my grind options. So, yeah, I'm very, very pleased that I already have the Darkness Crystal.
Yeah, so at this point, we're basically hunting a way underground and then either the pan or the 2 pieces of the forge. This seed is just so full of canes.
That's 3 already. I'm going to keep this Palom, though. I like Palom in this format.
Palom, good black mage, gets Quake way early compared to Rydia, gets Virus fairly early. Takes a bit longer to get Warp, but if you can, get him to level 29, definitely serviceable in that regard.
He is the Quack Kid. Also, I don't need Warp in this flag set, as much as Bursik is going to need Warp later on.
Yeah, I was going to save
correct.
that till later, after I started, because I have that consideration. It's a free check.
That is correct. I had forgotten that it is disabled in table. I have yet to run any table flags because I didn't make it to table. So
Yeah, the league that we're currently doing, I always forget, gosh. Nasidia is not as far east as you think it is. Bursik, the flag set that Bursik is going to use later is pretty similar to the one that I'm doing in most respects. The main differences are going to be the characters and the loot settings. So they have already talked a little bit about the permajoin option, which no thanks. I don't need an Edward. I'm good. The other thing is the loot in the seed that Bursik is going to run in a little bit is going to be much more generous on the whole, whereas I'm going to be kind of scrounging for usable items, like that Stardust, for example.
Grimoire is pretty good. That's a free summon too, but you gotta get lucky.
Yeah, and if you're not used to, if you've only played Final Fantasy II, like the US version, like I did growing up, you're probably wondering like what some of these items actually are. And in this game, we use, at least in most of our competitive flag sets, we use the original Japanese items that were removed from the American version of the game, because I guess they thought that it was too complicated for us.
Yeah, Square in the 90s had very little faith in the U.S. market. It seems.
Well, I'm pretty happy with what I've gotten here. Yeah, now I'm very happy. I got multiple attack items. I got a weapon for Kane, and I got an hourglass. So
That is in this particular flag set with the T Pro instead of T Wilders. That is a relatively good watery pass haul.
yeah. You'll probably see the same with Bursik later as well, but both of us are going to spend probably the first 5 to 10 minutes doing some looting and some reconnaissance as far as like what characters are available and where they are. So I'm looking for one very specific character right now. Can either of you guess who I am looking for?
I'm guessing it's an old man.
I am looking for an old man, yes. Because in this particular format, and we might talk a little bit more about some of the nuts and bolts of this later, but Tella is probably the most powerful character in the randomizer. Sid's not bad either, though. I don't think I'm going to take him right this second, but that's good to know that he's there.
Yeah. Chat
You haven't seen a
asking.
true-
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead,
Oh,
Badger.
you haven't seen a true white mage yet, right?
That's
Farm
true
lord.
as well, yeah.
Yeah. But chat's asking, which old man? There is no Fusoya in either of these seeds you'll be seeing tonight. For the entirety of the Highway to the Dream Zone tournament, Fusoya has been relegated to the bench, having done too much work in the football gauntlet. The man deserves a rest.
I was just
But
doing
also
a
for
quick
balance
save
purposes-
scum here. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I figured some people might
Yeah.
not understand why I was resetting there.
Oh yeah, you're just checking, looking for demist because demist can give a key item. But yeah, Fusoya is just not going to be available in any seeds with these particular flag sets on.
That was interesting.
Yep.
All right, I think it's time to go see who's on the moon now.
Moon check. I wanted to take just a brief moment while you're going through this cutscene that
Yeah.
with you talked about the free enterprise community and how it got you started in Twitch streaming. It's not the same for me, but I do find it interesting that you and I met because of the Festus Furs Marathon last year, and it was only after that, or like earlier this year, that I actually got into free enterprise, and lo and behold, you were there, and plenty of people that I knew were already there, and it was like, oh, okay. So, judging by my rough math, 2 out of every 3 people play free enterprise. So if you don't, and you're in a room with 2 other people, they both do.
Probably true. You can't argue with that science.
It's just science, baby.
Yeah. That was some good items in that Hummingway shop, by the way.
Are those Cure 3s in there I saw?
Cure 3s and exits.
Ooh, yes.
I grabbed one exit just in case. But yeah, there's a character check here. This is a special character check as well because technically it's gated by a key item. Even though I got that darkness crystal for nothing, this is one of the spots where Edge could appear. Edge is, at least in terms of power level, probably the best character. I don't think I want a Cecil. Although now I know that there's 2 Cecils, and that's actually pretty important as well, so. Man, what am I going to do? I don't have an old man. I don't have a white mage.
Well, you still have the Ordeals character to check.
I do. I'm checking my last free character here.
So you reset out of the Cure 3s and exit, right?
I did, yeah. I figured one exit is not worth flying all the way back to the moon for, so. Oh, there's a white mage. Hooray.
Hoorah!
Luckily, you're self-tracking is part of the restream team and seeing people reset. Like, oh, what did you do?
Yeah.
Also, it me! Yay!
So now an interesting thought that I have. I'm debating if I want to go get that Sid right now, because Sid is pretty good early on.
Yeah, Sid starts at a pretty high level, has a beefy HP stat. Can equip some good weapons. Can equip this pretty much the same armor as I believe Kane, mostly Cecil, with the exception of the crystal stuff. Very good in table flags, to be quite honest. Way better than he is in the group flag set.
Yeah, I think I'm going to hold off for just a little bit here just to see what else the seed decides to give me early. Because I should be able to get through a couple key item checks here without too much trouble. And I want to leave the door open as well to getting both of those Cecils, because if I get like an Excalibur or something, that will be really, really good. Or a Crystal Sword. I haven't had a Crystal Sword yet in this format.
Chat's asking the difference between the table and group flags. There's a few notable differences. In the group flags, we have C relaxed on, which means Edge can appear in any character slot. We also have C buy, which means that when you dismiss a character, you cannot retrieve them. Compare that to table, where we have permajoin but no buy. So Blaze will be able to reject any character he doesn't want yet, but if he decides later he does want it, he can go pick them up from the Tower of Prayers in the Cydia. We're on S Pro and T Pro instead of S Standard and T Wildish that you'll see in the group flags. And those are the primary differences, I think.
Spoon is like another one that might come up.
Oh, yeah, Spoon and Warp not being on also.
Spoon is makes Edward actually good.
Yeah, I haven't run the table flags myself more than a couple times, but I've seen a lot of people going a lot of the game without filling all 5 character slots, unless they find like really strong characters early on.
That's not personally my my preferred way of doing things, but we'll see how it goes. It's hard to say. I like to fill my party up pretty early on. If possible. One thing that we don't talk about a ton is that when you actually fill up those character spots, you don't have to deal with those annoying pop-up messages anymore, and they are fairly long and take a little bit of time to get through.
That's quite true. Quite true.
It's a pretty minimal thing, but it's still a thing. All right, so I'm going to get my first key item check here. Not a key item, unfortunately, but maybe just this would be a good time to just kind of talk a little bit about just in general the key item system that the game uses.
Yeah, so the way that the randomizer is going to work is all of the locations where you would get story progression in the vanilla game, with one notable exception that I'll touch on in a moment. Those are viable locations for key items to be. So stuff like Antlion, Defending Football, Mountain Ordeals, etc., are thrown into basically a pool of locations. And there are 17 total key items, and those get shuffled amongst the pool of items. In these flag sets, we are playing with 2 additional flags on that increase that pool size. That includes all of the summon locations, so Sylph, Asura, Leviathan, Bahamut, and Odin, and then the moon locations, so all of the bosses where you would get like good equipment on the moon, so the Murasame altar, Masamune altar, White Spear altar, Crystal Sword altar, and the Ribbon Room. So it's an additional 10 locations, roughly. There's code in the background that doesn't always make it be 10, but it does add in more locations the key items can be. And when you don't get an actual key item from location, you instead get a piece of equipment. For example, Blaze got a power shirt from the Antlion Cave. A very good piece of equipment, gives plus 15 strength, so Kane can make good use of that, and then various other physical characters can as well.
And my Kane is now a beast.
Yeah, Blizzard Spear, Power Robe is pretty good for early on.
It'll get
Just
me
like a
through
place to
some
see
stuff,
Evil Wall.
yeah. Yeah, not too bad. There are many bad places to see Evil Wall.
King Queen, Leviathan.
They usually involve the hook, which we'll see how that goes.
I'm really good at rolling hook seeds. I hope you're prepared.
Oh, I'm ready. My body is ready.
And then, if anyone in chat is wondering and is
Ooh,
familiar
a harp.
with music, is familiar with the tournament going on and any of the seeds that I've been the restreamer for, I did roll both seeds tonight. So if you wanted to see some Zoe vanilla or jet or garbage, you're here for that. And in a rare stroke of fate, both runners can curse me out in real time if they run into something nasty.
Yeah, normally we keep the restreamer safe. The seed roller or restreamer, as we would say, they're kept at arm's length from the wrath of chat and the runners. But in this case, yeah, we're all here being cozy together. So Zoe will get instant feedback on her seed rolling abilities.
Did you explain the demist? You kind of mentioned it earlier.
Oh yeah. So in the vanilla game, when you get to Troya
Whoops.
and you need to conquer Cave Magnes, you go talk to Edward. He gives you the twin harp, which allows you to actually properly get through that boss fight without just instantly dying. But that'd be a free key item. So we are playing with a flag that disables that free key item, and instead, if you find the Demist boss, which, if you remember, is the very first boss in the vanilla game, once you defeat Demist, you can go to Rydia's mom, who is lying next to the pond in the Village of Mist, and she will instead give you a key item before teleporting away to live out the rest of her happy life.
Yes, that's what we tell ourselves.
I mean, that's how I sleep at night.
All right, we're gonna do ordeals here, for real this time. I'm kind of going in like the traditional order right now, but there's actually been I've already gotten that twin harp, which is an overworld check that I could go do right now if I wanted. I'm a little hesitant to do it because it potentially could be a difficult fight for this party. The other option that I have, which is pretty dicey, but I could probably do something at some point here. Oh, hi, there's Demist. Is I have that Darkness Crystal, which is a major sequence break, potentially, that lets me go to all of the end of the game type stuff. So anyway, Demist, we were just talking about you, and here you are.
And this is a very favorable location to find Demist.
Yeah.
Stats here are not the best. Has not the highest HP, not the lowest though. But with this power shirt Blizzard Spear wielding Cane, this will be over in a matter of moments. And that is what we call a bonus round, because there will be 2 more bosses up here that Liz will need to complete, and he'll get a key item, but then he can immediately go and check Demist, meaning Rydia's mom, and see what key item he gets from there. And that no longer needs to do boss hunts, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, so earlier on, I ducked into that one spot to see who the boss was there, and that was strictly just because it might have been that particular boss that I fought just now. So I don't have to do any more poking around. Oh, this is not a good fight. Actually, I picked up a kamikaze though. I might be okay. This is actually really hard.
This is really hard in this spot because he gets so many extra ticks on you. Question from chat: can you use the Snake Road in FE? Yes, you can. To no real purpose, but it still functions.
Okay, I'm probably okay now. Although maybe not, because this is going to be an ongoing dilemma.
Yeah, this spot here gets extra turns because it's a back attack. So you notice that by the time any of Blaze's characters were able to take any actions, he was basically down to 3 on these Doom counters.
Oh no, that's bad.
And oof.
I'm gonna die.
But also, this is one of those fun. This is one of those fun bosses that when it's in the back attack spot, does weird graphical things because the numbers are backwards.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Yeah, so I don't think we talked about how the bosses are randomized, like the scripts, and because you mentioned a few times like the location. This is a good location. This is a bad location.
Yeah, if you want to go in on that.
Sure. Yeah. So every location kind of has the stats of what you normally find there. So up on top of Ordeals here, the first spot you usually find in the community, we call it Mylan and Friends. It's Mylan and it's 4 of his zombie friends. And so that spot has like no magic defense. It has pretty low everything. And the spot right after it is Mylan Z. And so that hits quite a bit harder. The agility there, the speed of the boss there is a little more aggressive. You can see Blaze barely got a turn when he first went in there. So those locations have stats associated with them, and then every boss itself has its own script. So Demist really only punches you a few times, turns into mist, punches you a few times, just on and on. And it's the same with that plague fight there, which is really a unique one. It's usually up on the moon. It will just count. It never attacks. It just casts count, which is a doom spell. And if there's ever a character that doesn't have that doom state, it'll cast count again, which will reset it for everybody. Which is why, like right now, he's coming in here with a character already dead. So he can revive that character. It won't have count. Plague will count again. So all the bosses have scripts. They'll do the same spells, do the same attacks that they usually have, but they'll be adjusted based on where you find them.
Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier with like weird programming quirks, that sometimes comes into play if you get a boss in a location. Like, for example, in Cape Bahamut, the Bahamut fight is he counts down from 5, he mega dukes, and then he restarts the process. He never physically attacks you. So I'm guessing the programmers just thought it'd be funny to give that spot really high physical attacks. So if you get like an Odin there, he's going to be punching you incredibly hard.
Yeah, but you just run in. Sometimes you get things like that Odin example, like that's really bad. Like, you don't want to find Odin at a place with super high physical attack. But then,
yay, the count went off.
Nice.
That's swag, by the way.
Yeah,
Not really.
I didn't think you had the agility set up for it. I thought he was RA1, so it wasn't going to take down.
He's so fast. It's definitely not RA1.
It looks like it was RA2, so because it takes away really quickly.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into what that RA stuff means if anyone wants to explain it, because it's black magic.
Whoops, that's not what I meant. Yeah, let's talk about that more later. I need to go save.
Yeah, that's a can of worms. That getting into that, you'll need notes. There'll be a quiz later. It's a lot.
It's the dark arts of FF4FE.
Yeah. So we're entering into the tomb on the top of Mount Ordeals, where you would normally fight Dark Knight Cecil in your quest to become a paladin. We colloquially refer to him as Pain Man because he hurts in a lot of different locations. Oh, that was a hook.
Thanks, Zoe.
Oh, yeah.
Now let's hope we find that Pain Man at King Queen, because then that'll be a treat for everybody but Blaze.
Yeah, that's time to go get Sid right there. I will get another character out of this, though. There is that.
Very, very true.
Another chance at Tella. If I get Tella, it doesn't matter, because I can just go do a D machine grind before I go through the hook route, and then I'll be at endgame levels. So.
Yeah, very true.
But yeah, that's not a strategy that we see with the Plague fight a lot, but that is a strategy you can do where you reflect a count onto him, and then eventually it will tick down, and actually it works on Plague as well. He's just he's usually not smart enough to cast it on himself. So anyway, I gotta go turn in this demist item. I don't want to forget that.
Yeah. So with the hook, that does give Blaze a path to the underground. So technically he has all 3 phases of the world open to him, only specific locations now being locked. But there's an easier path to the underground if we can find it, that being the magma key. So on top of this being a free key item check, and you always check your freebies, it could be something like a magma key or one of those other key items that he potentially needs for go mode.
Yeah, it's worth noting too that because of the way the objectives work in this particular seed as well, getting underground is required because I have to get underground to either do the pan check or the forge of the legend sword and adamant.
There will be no keyless tower this seed. I'm gonna re-roll. Hold on. I'm kidding.
Well, I think I'm gonna go at least try to take care of Baron Inn. And then maybe we'll see about that hook character. Ooh, I don't want this set up anymore. Hold on. Also, Palom, I'm sorry you had to die a bunch and not get experience from those fights.
He would have virus if he hadn't.
I know, he likes XP. Kane mirror
His
match. Nope.
Yes, Bahamut here, super easy. And as I mentioned with spots, like this spot has about 500 hit points, but Bahamut is what we would consider a free boss in FE because you can, since he only casts Mega Nuke and it's on a countdown, you can throw up Star Veils, which give you the reflect status, or barring that hard cast wall if you have the levels on your White Mage, and you can just get through the fight without really any issues. So,
Oh no.
him at a... Oh.
This is Big Brother. He's not free.
Yes,
He is slow
you
though.
wanted these swapped. You wanted these flip flopped.
Yeah, I was
So
worried
there was
about that too.
There's a question in chat about your character positions, like having them spread out. Before, you know, you have Palom in the middle and then Kane kind of mid-top. So that gets into the... Zoe mentioned RA earlier. Zoe Blaze. Like, something we don't want to get too deep into, but it kind of affects the character order, how fast the bosses operate versus your characters, you know, how quickly they're getting turns. Whoever's in the middle, unless you have Cecil, I don't want to get too deep into this right now.
Yeah.
I'll give you
Unless
the
you-
simple version in just a second. Once
Sure,
we
unless you
kind
have
of get through
Cecil,
this. Oh
Whoever's
boy.
in the middle is going to determine
Yeah.
how
like,
fast everyone's going.
Yeah, the simple version is basically the slower the character in your middle slot is going to kind of equalize how fast the boss is in relation to your other characters. Or if you have Cecil in your party and the flag set Cecil instead of the middle character. That's probably all we need to say.
Yeah, the way it plays out in practice is early in the seed you want your fastest character in the middle. Later in the seed you want your slowest character in the middle.
Basically. But Baron Key here, a little bit of vanilla tonight. It's the finest of the flavors.
Good job, Zoe. Ooh, mute knife.
So yeah, this unlocks the Baron Weapon and Armor shop, which on T-Pro is considered a gated shop, so it can have higher tier loot than anything else you'd find in the overworld, and gives us access to Baron Castle, where there will be two bosses, one of which we saw at the beginning, which I've forgotten who it was, and
Me too.
a character check, and a character check, and then it will also unlock access to Odin's Throne, which is another key item check, but it's also difficult because it's an endgame boss.
Yeah, and it should be worth. Well, I guess in this seed anything goes. It could be the Magma Key now.
It
'cause I already
could
have
be
the
your
hook.
Magma Key, yeah, because
Yeah,
you have
but
your logical access.
I'm pretty interested in this character though, so we're gonna at least try it. I still haven't gone down the hook route, but the way I'm kind of routing things, I kind of want to leave that till last. I think I'm feeling pretty good about this party now.
Yeah, chat also pointing out that some slots, specifically the middle slot, gives an accuracy bonus, which can be a huge boon to your damage for a character with lower accuracy, like a Sid or a Tella trying to land like a weak spell and such things.
That too. That is very true.
How did people figure that out? Analysis of the code. I don't know. I think that was something that was known prior, but if not, there's a large chunk of the free enterprise community that is just dedicated to pouring through the code, gathering the boss scripts, finding weird inconsistencies or weird things that aren't visible to the naked eye, and allowing us to exploit even more to, have even more fun with this randomizer.
Yeah, and just to be clear, like nothing, there's like one item in this entire game that's changed from how it is in the original version of the game, and that is the spoon. Everything else is just mixed around. So we are from a code perspective, we are playing vanilla Final Fantasy IV, which is really cool.
More exceptions to that, technically.
Well, there's stuff that's like is unbroken, but yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say
the vanilla US version.
Yeah, well, no. No, I was gonna say the Assassin Dagger and the Short Axe were both removed from the SNES version completely. They were dummied out, but they've been brought back for FE. And we've removed the Medusa Sword because of a soft lock concern.
And we also fixed the Black Sword because it gave white magic stat for some reason.
Yeah.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, that one's fixed. Stuff has been undummied, stuff has been fixed for what it was clearly intended to do. And then that really big soft lock concern. Because Medusa Sword does bad things in some circumstances.
One thing that we didn't mention that's one of the flags is we've also disabled adamant armor. Usually in the vanilla game, to get adamant armor, you have to fight a really rare monster on the moon called a pink puff, and it has a really rare drop called a pink tail, and you can trade that in for an adamant armor. But the adamant armor is so broken that basically any tournament flag set you'll always see it disabled. Finding an adamant armor can be incredibly kind of game breaking in terms of the stat boost you get.
I wasn't sure how much damage that was going to do. That's not bad.
Yeah, this is a spot where I'm like, I don't know how dangerous this is.
You would think because it's like a sword attack that this is based on, or it looks like a magic spell, but it's actually based on physical attack power. So this spot has low physical, high magic. So because of that, it's not terribly bad when Dark Knight Cecil gets scaled to it. But there are some spots where those waves will do 4-digit damage to everybody, and you have to survive 3 of them.
Yep. All of the bosses have retained their original boss scripts, so this particular boss, just like in the vanilla game, you just basically pass turns 3 times, he does 3 of those, and then gives his speech about justice, and someday we will see. Other bosses, like the Water Hag and King Queen Evelyn, also retain their scripts, so we consider them quote-unquote free bosses, because you don't actually have to eat through all their HP.
That's not Tella.
No, that was a punch mage, not a red mage.
Indeed. I will pick up 2 more characters at some point, I promise. There's a very specific reason why I do not want 5 characters in my party yet. Aside from the fact that once I get 5 characters in my party, I can't that's it. I'm have to stay with that 5, so we're holding out hope for the good ones. That is not a good item. Wow.
I'm a bit behind because I'm watching off the stream. So, oh come on, you can throw that if you find it.
That was my guess. You said that, and that was what I guessed it was going to be.
Drain Spear.
That's better than a firebomb, at least.
All right, I'm gonna go. This is that advanced summon spot that I probably cannot beat right now, but there are a handful of free bosses out there. Plus, I have an hourglass, so we're gonna at least give it a look.
Yeah, if you find one of the aforementioned free bosses, or even one of the bosses that is basically just normal enemies, because them being normal enemies, they don't have the boss bit, which means they're vulnerable to a bunch of status effects, including that hourglass and gold.
Okay, so interesting thing. If I get lucky, I can actually do this right now. But I have to get lucky. I can't do this on my own. Oh, wait, hold on, I don't think I have any Star Veils. Well, we'll find out in a second. I do need a Star Veil to do this.
Ooh, why are some of the chests pre-open? Question from chat. We are playing with a flag, it's one of our treasure flags called Sparse, and we're playing with Sparse 60, which means only 60% of the chests will have items in them. The other 40 have been stolen by a pirate, usually Risky Miss, because she likes to show up. But yeah. If you don't get that joke, don't worry, we'll explain it later.
I'm almost positive I don't have any Star Veils, so we'll find
you
out.
Used one on Plague.
And I used one on Wyvern, and I think I only had 2.
Yeah, I think you're out.
Well, I think I'm out anyway, because I don't even think I'm going to get a turn. Wow, okay. So we're not doing that for a while. Hopefully the pan's not there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go check the hook character now.
Hopefully the pan's not there and it doesn't lead to one of the other 2 items.
Exactly.
All right, you gonna go do just check the character, or are you gonna go before you do music?
I really want to find Tella, so we'll see. It depends.
That is valid, 100%.
We're gonna go information gathering. How about that?
Good play. So Cave Eblin, where you would normally pick up Edge. So it's a character spot, and because it's behind a key item, it could be a vanilla Edge. Also has gated shops, just like the Baron weapon and armor shops, though higher tier items can be found in all the item and weapon and armor shops. Plus, when we get that character, we're going to be able to see who is the second of the 2 bosses along the hook route. So we're hoping for information that is favorable to Blaze. Ooh.
This shop is really good.
Badger, you want to explain that Cursed Ring and the Dwarf Axe and why we're excited?
I thought we weren't talking about agility.
Okay.
But no, sure. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Do we have to? Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do. We do. So we mentioned...
You also have to talk about the back row glitch. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So first, the agility part of it. We mentioned whoever's in the middle slot is going to determine kind of how characters get turns. If you played some of the later Final Fantasy games, definitely like 6, 7, I don't remember if 8 had a visible bar for it, but there's a thing known as ATB, and basically there's something ticking in the background, and in the other games there's this bar that shows you, okay, now this, when a character is going to get a turn. Here it's just kind of invisible. Seeing an Edward there, I'm sure that's what you were looking for.
Oh yeah,
but
that's definitely what I wanted to see.
Yeah, so the middle character, the middle character's agility stat determines, it's kind of used to divide out, how many of those ticks it takes for a character, including the enemies, to get a turn. If you have a character with really low agility in that middle spot, it can kind of level the playing field, especially in later fights that might have really, really high boss agility. And so the Cursed Ring gives -15 to agility. The Dwarf Axe also gives -5 agility, but the Cursed Ring can be used by anybody. So there's some characters you can get -20, there's others, you can just get that -15. But it's really good to find that, because especially when it comes to like the final boss, who has, is it like 57 agility? Or is it
69?
Nice.
Okay. It's off. Nice. Yeah.
I'm not memeing.
Yeah.
I'm not memeing. That's his actual agility value.
So you really want to be able to have what we refer to as like an anchor character sitting in the middle. If Blaze can find Tella, who wants to use him for his grind, but he's also a great character to throw that Cursed Ring on at the end of the game, because he's not going to be very useful anyway, and he can just sit in the middle and kind of keep things under control as far as a speed aspect.
We have a new plan, by the way.
Okay.
I'm formulating a new plan.
Yeah. So then we also saw a Dwarf Axe in that shop. And Blaze mentioned the back row glitch. So in Final Fantasy IV, if you have a character who is in the back row of characters on your team, or if you are even in the front row and trying to attack an enemy who's in the back row of the enemy team, you're going to be doing half damage. Unless you're using something like a bow and arrow. I think Radia's whips are considered long range. The Dwarf Axe is considered a long range weapon. And Edge has boomerangs that are also long range. But there's a bug, which is if you ever put one of those weapons on that's long range, your character has that back row bit set to say, hey, you do normal damage from the back row and to the enemy back row. And if you take that weapon off, that bit never gets on set. So a bunch of characters can use the bow and arrow. That's a really good choice. Kane's only way to back row glitch is that dwarf axe, and I didn't see if you managed to pick one up if you had the money for it, but that'll be really good for Kane. Especially when you get later game, like Kane's jump does normal damage to the back row, but another bug, well, it's not a bug, it's a feature, is the berserk spell in Final Fantasy IV. If you berserk a character, their physical damage is increased by 50%. So you can berserk a character, they end up going a little faster because you're not, the game doesn't have to wait for you to input and say fight. Like they'll just take off without you. And there's a chance if you've got multiple enemies that you might automatically attack someone in the back row since you're not choosing who you attack with berserk. But it really opens that up, so you're not worried about, oh, he keeps attacking the back row just randomly. Now I'm doing less damage. So you have a new plan here?
I have a new plan
I
here.
was talking a lot there.
That's okay. The new plan is I'm gonna go do a Mac Giant grind.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was wondering when you're picking up these party members, I was like, what are you doing? But Mac Giant grind is a grind that is not super viable in group flags. Pretty viable in table flags. You can do extra damage to giant type enemies. You would want typically a Zeus Gauntlet here, but I'm sure you'll suffice with back rowing people.
Yeah, I've got a plan.
Okay, I'm curious to see your plan. But it is basically a grind on the Giant of Babel, where you can rack up a decent amount of XP for minimal risk, but more risk than a D-Machine grind, I would say.
There's a little bit of risk involved, but I've got a pretty good idea of how I want to do this. But I got to count to 10 now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is okay. We can do 4.
This is a manipulation to set up his encounter RNG so that when he does go to the Giant of Babel, he can guarantee that he gets the encounter that he wants. Typically, we would do this type of manipulation on the Giant of Babel, but during this tournament, we have a flag on that's called E Can't Run, which is encounters can't run. So when you can't run from encounters, doing it on the Giant Babel is very scary because you are there to grind, which means you probably can't take most of the enemies out in their normal fashion. So what do we do when an option is taken away from us? We are very, very resourceful players, and we find a way to do it anyway. And a member of the community figured out that we can do a similar manipulation by hunting encounters outside of Baron and figuring out what step we get them, and then proceed in that fashion.
Yep. I'm looking at a spreadsheet right now. It's telling me I need to do one more random encounter here on the Earth, and then when I go up into the Giant of Babel, which coincidentally is one of my objectives, it'll be the next fight that I do. So this is, for those of you who are speedrunners, this will be our main sequence break of this randomizer. Because I'm not gonna get endgame levels on everybody, but I'm gonna get endgame levels on that Rydia. And Rydia learns a really good spell called Nuke, so we want that. All right, I'm gonna have to do 17 divided by 2. 9? I think I'm gonna have to do 9. Okay. I can never do this count right.
I'm not sure.
I hear you.
We can hear you.
Hi. Can you hear us? Question mark.
All right, I think I'm back.
Hi.
Hi, sorry, my headset did a thing.
That is the wrong encounter.
Uh-oh.
Where
Is
did I
that a
save
D-Machine?
last?
Oh, no.
No, That's. I'm looking at the right chart. That's weird.
That's a centaur.
That was not
Um,
a searcher. Okay. Anyway, let's just try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. I might have had to do one more. Oops, I'm on the wrong. I need to reset. I think I needed to do one more encounter. This the new grind chart works differently than the old grind chart that I'm used to. So 9, 10, 11
Yeah,
is a reset. There's a lot of resets on this one too.
You had 4 that first time, and I don't understand how to read the 4 square, honestly.
So, yeah, I can tell you in DMs.
7,
It's
8,
gonna bore Chan if we talk about it.
I don't want to do 5. Okay, we're gonna try again.
Can you count while I talk, or will that mess you up?
It's fine.
Okay. I was just gonna say, Jeebus in chat saying so many spreadsheets. Yeah, if you're a fan of spreadsheets, FE is the game for you. We have so many spreadsheets.
I got them all spread out on my bed sheets. Oh, I have virus. Oh, I should be using that. Sorry, go ahead.
Spreadsheets on bed sheets on spreadsheets.
Yes. Ugh, this is another one of those maybe steps. I hate these.
I always reset on a maybe step. Nope, I don't like it.
Okay, so I'm on 8. So 1, 2. Okay, we're good. So here's where I miscounted before. I have to do this one and then one more. If I'm pretty sure that's right.
Let me pull up the chart.
What number are you on?
8. And then not 24. So I have to do
So if it
this
says-
one and then one
If it
more.
says
Yes.
one, if it says 1 in that square, then you do one more, and then
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
last time I did 2 and not this one plus 2. So
You
These
have
are
to
the-
count this. Yeah, you had to count the steps on for your second fight, and if your second fight was after another 24, then you reset.
yeah, I do know how to do this. I just I think I miscounted on that first
it's
attempt.
still
so.
a relatively new manip, and it is formatted differently from the manip that we use in you can't run seeds, and also if you've ever done a D machine grind for like mill speed run, it is a different manipulation.
Yep.
So it takes a little bit of getting used to, but the work done by, I believe it was Twisted Flex.
Twisted Flax, who won a play-in race last night.
In a seed that I rolled, no less.
Yes,
In a seed that you calmed and Bursik tracked for, no less.
it was great. It was good times.
And the band back together the very next day.
That's right. All right, I really hope this is right.
And we'll find out soon.
Yeah, we sure will. There's one. If I get the right encounter, I'll know it. So. 'Cause
We
there's
already
no-
got accidental centaurs in Phineas. You did miss it. I'm sorry.
Yep.
But what about second accidental centaur?
We might get that too.
Yeah, I've been playing Free Enterprise for 6 or 7 months now, and can you believe that I've still never
that's
done a D machine grind?
I believe
Never
it.
done this.
I did a D machine grind in my first race for the tournament. I'm glad I haven't done enough.
So the nice thing about this fight is, well, one of the nice things about this fight is I can set up beforehand. Because this searcher is not going to do anything until I do something to it. Like this, for example. Now he is going to summon a Mac Giant.
Big Macs can make me hungry. Oh, also
Mhm.
nice rod tech.
Yes, thank you.
The rod, when used as an item, does a magic attack that is 100% accurate and does very little damage. And in this case, you kind of want to hit that searcher for very little damage as accurately as possible. Oh, stops you strategy. Okay, I see this now.
Ooh, that's not good. Sid, don't do that again. Yeah, stop is really good. Also, Kane, I can get double life glitches, hopefully.
Yeah, the timing when doing jump is a bit tricky.
That's fine. I'm not going to go for it. I did it earlier, though.
I keep passing off the explanations to Badger, but Badger, do you want to explain what we mean by life glitch?
Yeah. So, you know, the life spell, life 1 spell, the life potion, it brings a character back to life. Usually, you're only going to use those on your party. You can use them on the enemy, and it turns out every enemy in this game has 0 vitality. So, you can revive them, but they come back with 0 HP, and they die again. And so, you just killed 2 monsters for the price of 1. And so,
Price of 1 plus the life potion.
Plus 1 plus the life potion. Yeah. So
That's not working very well. All right, we're
very
going to do
very
something
common
different
that
there.
you'll see somebody try, like a lot of players will buy like 30, 40 life potions as soon as they find them early game because they're not too expensive and you know they have that continuing utility as you play aside from just bringing your own party back up in a bad situation.
Yeah, because if you find one of the bosses that doesn't have the boss bit, so like the Dark Imps, the Baron Guards, the Officer Soldier, stuff like that, you can actually abuse that life glitch on them, and if they're in a very high experience point spot, you can rack in a large amount of experience for very minimal effort.
I actually have not found life potions yet, so we're going to be nice and safe here. How we do this.
I bet they're in hypo.
So yeah, Blaze is
Probably.
gonna spend a nice chunk of time here. He's just going to keep doing very little damage to the Watcher. It's going to keep summoning these giants, which he's going to stop and then kill, and then life glitch until he's ready to take on some bosses. And I'm guessing you're going to peek these bosses right here.
Yep. Well, hopefully I'll just be able to beat them. Yeah.
In chat, Fiber Lover
Ooh, I
pointing
missed
out
one.
that Eurydia has 0 vitality. That's actually kind of nice, because, you know, she's your anchor.
Yes.
Didn't you want to get nuke on her, or was that not the plan?
Oh, I do.
Oh,
Is she going to stand back up?
how is she going to get back up with 0 vitality?
Good question. Clearly, I did not think that part through. But we know what? We're here. We're doing it. It's fine.
Yeah, I thought you were just here for nuke on Palom, or else I would have said something sooner.
I don't know why I decided I needed an anchor for this fight.
Oh, does she have... I think she had 0 vitality when she was level 1, though. Didn't she get a level or 2 off of just the enemies outside of Baron?
I believe that she possibly. I don't think she has 15 vitality at level 1 though. I think she has it because of the level ups. But I could be wrong.
Well, we're gonna find out in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll find out soon. We shouldn't speculate. But so while we're going through this grind, which is a bit monotonous, but it needs to be done. Speaking of the vitality stat and the way that it influences how much HP you get upon revival, there's a very funny thing that can happen if you give Rydia like a heroine robe at level 1 and then revive her because she has a ton of vitality. She'll revive with like 87 out of 30 HP. It's very fun. It's so fun.
Where are my illusions? There we go.
Yeah, unless she has exactly 15 vitality, I believe with the curse ring it takes it down to 1. All stats, if they're negative, get bumped to 1. So she should be fine.
Okay. I wasn't worried.
Yeah, the only time you can get 0 in a stat is if you exactly have the value that you're reducing it by, and then it will go to 1. Then it will go to 0.
Hey, don't do that.
Which can make agility very fun sometimes if you have a 0 agility anchor.
0 agility is bad.
Yeah, it's not good. I went into a Zeromus fight with a 0 agility Sid one time. That was fun.
Bet you weren't in there very long.
No, I was not. Not at all. It was over very quickly.
Do need to get this blink back up on Kane. But I'm about halfway through now, so that's good.
Yay. But yeah, because the Giant of Babel is an objective, definitely. Even were it not an objective, I would pick the bosses, because to find a free boss there, that's just even more free experience. But yeah, if you should have what you need, as long as nothing nasty is up here. But this is a Zoe seed, so...
For whatever reason, I got really like behind on my shop checks this seed, so I think it was all of those early characters, or like character options.
Yeah, I don't think you checked what Troya or Kaipo. Did you even check Agert?
No.
Yeah, it's hard to do your shopping percent when you're doing your character percent.
True. Oh no, he unstopped.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. All right. I totally lost count. We'll figure it out.
How many life potions did you have coming in?
That's part of the problem. I haven't been using life potions.
Oh, how many MP does Rosa?
She still has a lot. No, it's okay. I'll just do a couple more. Honestly, I might have to do it based on... Well, the last one will be easy. I think I need 2 more. Yeah, we'll go with 2 more. This fight also throws me off too because you don't actually get a life glitch on the last of the Mac Giants, which I think I always end up short because of that as well. Oh, and I didn't get a stop off this time because Palom got bonked, but it'll be okay.
In the Mac Giant grind, you take out the Searcher before the final Mac Giant?
Usually.
Okay, that's a difference than I wasn't aware of.
That's just usually how it works out. Next one's going to be my last one anyway, so it's fine.
Oh, yeah, I guess it makes sense because typically, if you're doing Mac Giant grind,
that off.
you don't have the weak to take out the Searcher easily, and you don't want it summoning another Mac Giant.
It didn't work. Okay. Anyway, I might end up 1 short, but it'll be fine. Or it won't be, but it'll be enough to... I'll be able to get through the hook route regardless, so... Okay, so I just used that hourglass. Maybe I will kill the Mac Giant first this time.
Yeah, if you have the Searcher stopped, you can get this over with.
All right, moment of truth.
Extra life glitch.
Yay!
Woo!
She has vitality.
Not much of it with 5 HP.
So no, she does not.
That is definitely a 1 vitality Rydia.
And since the Searcher is stopped, it will not summon anymore.
Yeah, and the Hourglass 2 is a very lengthy stop, so Blaze doesn't have to worry about it wearing off before it dies.
Yeah, thankfully.
And reminder now to turn off your encounters.
Yes, turn off your encounters.
I think that was right. I got a number that started with 5, so one thing we didn't really talk about, so there's a mechanic in the randomizer called the slingshot, where if your character is 5 levels or fewer below the median level of your party, you get double the XP. So I actually just got 1,000,000 XP on Trixie, which is why she knows Nuke now, and Palom does not know Nuke still.
Yeah. Very important to note, especially for new runners, that is based off of the median party character, not the mean or the average.
Oh, hey, another Ogre Axe.
So if you have something like a Foo, it is not going to skew that to where you get slingshots. You can at most get a slingshot on 2 characters at once.
Okay, I'm actually not going to go do the check right now because I don't have any cabins. And
You got to.
I just got 2 cabins?
Well, you also get a free heal before
They dropped
elements.
2 cabins for you. Yes.
Oh, there they are. They were great.
Yeah.
Okay, I knew
Like
that.
you have cabins
Yeah.
and you have the free heal.
Good call. All right, anyway, moving on. Let's go do this thing. I don't usually have to do this, so yeah. We're going to get there. It's an objective anyway.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, Wyvern's off the table, Painman's off the table, Evil Wall's off the table.
Golbez off the table.
Kainazo could be here though. That'd be fun.
That would not be. That would be that or Ogopogo would be pretty bad.
Yeah, but you have a Blizzard Spear, so Kainazo at least has a weakness you can hit.
That is true.
That first wave.
Yeah, the first wave is good.
Boss
It's gonna be a
HP based
chunky.
attacks. Mm-hmm.
For in a 65,000 hit point spot.
I don't know. Well, yeah, I probably should put the. I don't want to put the curse ring on him, but I probably should. Ugh, Skier is terrible.
It's fine. I know what my late game role is. There's no illusions about this.
Oh, Skier is so bad. All right.
Yeah, I can't speak to the viability of this party as far as the members go, but the names. This is a S tier party as far as namings go.
Hey, yeah, we got all the good friendos in here. I do have to actually here mess with my spell list a little bit. Oops, to make the stuff that I actually want to cast a little easier to get to. All right, so here is boss fight number 1 in this objective. I am Firebird. I'm giving a clinic on what to do and what not to do. Oh no!
Oh, I'm waiting for it. Oh no. Okay. So
So this happened.
yeah.
I
Okay.
don't even know
So
what's here. Wow.
so for people wondering what this is, if you've played a vanilla game, you know that when you go to Fabul, you have to defend against a gauntlet of incoming enemies, and we call that the Fabul Gauntlet. And the fights are kind of boring. It's a bunch of soldiers and just a few monsters from the area. So we have a flag called Alt Gauntlet, which changes the gauntlet fight into a gauntlet of enemies from the area in which the boss appears. And when you see multiple blue robes, that means that's the Alt Gauntlet. So Blaze is in for 5 consecutive fights of high-level enemies here from the giant. Relatively good experience, but it's going to be time-consuming nonetheless.
It is required though, so I don't feel bad about it.
Very true. If you're going to see an alt gauntlet in a nasty location, at least make it a required thing so that you know you have to do it.
Now the thing that's annoying about this is I just did that whole grind fight, and I'm just going to get all this experience from this fight now.
Hey, you may get to nuke on your Palom at least.
That's true. I probably will.
So
This alt gauntlet's not too bad either.
yeah, honestly, like putting alt gauntlet here compared to a boss that's going to have 65,000 hit points, this is just potentially even faster. Like we typically think of the alt gauntlet as being a slow encounter, but 65,000 hit points is a lot to chew through.
Indeed. I still have my ogre axe.
Hey, convenient.
Why are we poking Shockwave?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's the other grind fight. Well, kind of. Not really. Ooh.
Why should we poke Shockwave when we can just berserk him? It's fine.
It's true. Hey, we got white.
Otherwise known as Holy, because 90s Nintendo and censored.
Holy moly.
I will say playing any of the modern versions of Final Fantasy IV has been completely jarring. Not because of the spell names. I get the spell names. I know what they actually are in modern Final Fantasy standards. But the location names being changed a lot of times just completely messes with me. The stream is occasionally having some small hiccups. They tend to pass pretty quickly, so you're not alone.
Oh. Is the RTMP being funny?
We occasionally get some like major artifacting, but it only lasts for like a second and a half.
Okay.
That was probably why the poke shockwave was mentioned.
I got it now. Yep. Okay, so that's one fight down.
Woo!
So now I have to do the scarier of the two, I would say. Although it has less hit points, but still kind of scary.
Less hit points, you don't get a free heal before it.
Yep, which is why I wanted to make sure I had that cabin.
But Blaze, you get a character check afterwards. She
Ooh.
said very sarcastically.
Yes, if it's Tella, I'm gonna laugh.
He was waiting here for you to do the D machine grind.
It's like where I came up here to D-Mission grind. Oh no, it's this guy. This is gonna hurt.
She waits patiently for the stream to catch up so I can see.
Oh,
what
yeah.
it is.
I won't spoil it for you. Things. I know y'all are behind a little bit.
Oh no, it's fine.
I'm just gonna not talk. How about that?
Well,
you can ask.
like-
You can ask me things.
I'll say your commentary is lined up with the stream. Ours is behind, so it's
Oh,
good
that's
for the
true,
viewers,
actually.
and we can figure it out as it goes on.
That's true. Hey, it's more Kane.
Hey, Vanilla Cane.
What, Vanilla Cane? What?
It is more vanilla.
Edge.
Nope, that's Kane
No,
in
Cane
there.
is the one
Oh, it
because this is after you lose Fusoya, and he's like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I was
Yeah.
brainwashed," and we're like, "We don't trust you," and he's like, "Please trust me," and we're like, "Okay."
Spell. He's like, the spell's finally broken. I promise.
For real this time.
For real. Yep.
For realsies, I'm not a traitor anymore. I promise.
How do y'all feel about going to the moon now? I hear the moon's lovely this time of year.
So this is your seed. I leave that up to you, but I'm definitely in team. I'd rather do that Crystal Sword altar for my go mode and just head straight down.
That's fair, because I don't have the pass, but
Yeah,
That
with
spot's
a-
so out of the way. I don't know. Also,
You
I
have
want
to
to
get underground at some point regardless, so I would say go ahead and do the hook route first at least, and check your freebies.
Yeah, fair point.
I was gonna say, if you go down to the crystal altar, you don't have exit, but you're
I-
about to buy some.
Yes,
I
I remembered those were there. That was part of the decision for sure.
I do love the fact that you're like, yeah, fair, and then like the stream catches up and I realize that you are just ignoring my advice.
Well, I am moonblazewolf for a reason. Let's also make sure that is clear.
That is very clear. Blazing it straight to the moon. Just find magma on the moon. Yeah, that is true. That could happen.
It could happen. I'm gonna have to go say no to this Cecil again.
Yeah.
I also haven't done the twin harp yet. I feel kind of bad about that now.
Yeah, you're depriving the people.
I know. Yeah, I need the pan. Like, I need multiple things, so...
Okay, so in that case, are you just gonna go do Crystal Sword and then clear up the rest of the moon after, looking for those key items?
I don't know if I'm gonna do the whole thing. I'm gonna start at the Crystal Sword, and then I might do the bottom. I don't know about the top yet. The top's the part I'm not sure about.
Yeah, Murasame Altar is a bit out of the way.
It's and the one cabin is going to make this a little awkward too potentially.
Oh,
but if
that
I
is
find
true.
the pan up here, I'm in go mode. So anyway, this is the final dungeon of the original game. Hi, we're here now.
With a great reprise of the Red Wings theme. Love it.
Also, I'm going to be walking across an invisible bridge in just a couple screens. If you played this game before and you don't remember that, it's because you didn't own Nintendo Power subscription like I did.
Yeah, I remember when I first started learning this randomizer, and I was like, that's a boss spot. I know that's a boss spot. And so I reached out to Demi and Sil, and I was like, how the heck do I get to this? And they're like, there's an invisible bridge. And I was like, what? Why? Why?
Obviously,
I know why.
To be
It's
fair,
almost like
the
Crystal
game
Sword.
the game shows it to you. It just doesn't tell you how to get there, but it does show you that it's there.
Oh yeah, no, like I saw it and I was like, I know I need to get there. I don't know how, but it makes sense. Like it is the Crystal Sword. It is
Yeah.
Cecil's ultimate weapon. So, let's put it over an invisible bridge that once you know it's there, it's a very obvious invisible bridge.
Yes. All right. So this is that other objective spot. And ooh. This shouldn't be too bad. Actually.
2 hours later.
He's being very slow right now. I approve.
This spot, if I remember correctly, is I thought it was gonna be good. I was like, yeah, this won't be too bad. This spot is fairly slow. It plunges a little hard, but it's not the worst. And it doesn't have a ton of hit points compared to some of the other moon bosses.
Yeah, that's the part that makes it not so bad. Is it doesn't have the giant hit point pool that like the K Bahamut spot or the Ribbon spot has.
Yeah. Kinda
So
other-
he's already in weak mode here. He's hiding inside the shell.
yeah,
So
that's-
Kanaza's wave attack does 5% of his current HP. So
4%.
4%.
But who's counting?
I was close. I was
Yeah.
close. So if you like that first boss spot in the giant, if you get him there and he's got 64,000 health, he's doing about 3k for that wave. And
Yep.
if you look at Blaze's HP right now, that would take out 3 of his 4 characters.
Yeah, and then the ribbon room has 42,000 hit points, so that'll be doing about 2k. $2.5k. Math is hard.
Firebird, we were having issues with the RTMP before the stream started, so I think that's why the audio is a little bit... The commentator audio is not as synced up as it will be in the future.
we tested everything, and then Murphy decided to show up.
All right, so we didn't get the pan, but let's see what else we can find. Because there's 4 more checks down here.
I mean, you see the first 2 letters of that key item, and you were really hoping that it was a 3-letter word.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, it's a package. Anything could be in the package. It could even be a pan.
Oh, hey, more vanilla.
Oh, yay.
Oh, he's going down. This is going to be kind of tough for me, actually.
Yeah. Each of these D-learners has 21,000 hit points. If he ever hits them with the fight command, it's going to initiate a really nasty counter script where they're going to start bouncing viruses off each other and doing a ton of damage. They also like to use this fire spell, which is HP based. And then after they do their fire attack a certain number of times, they're going to use a breath attack a la the marbles. And yeah, they can really wreck your party. But you can cheese your way around it with a cheeky reflect if you get lucky.
I lost my focus just in the nick of time. Except now this is going to come back on me, but other than that... So the good news is I don't have to worry about the frogs anymore.
I mean, yeah. Like, as soon as you mentioned that you lost your focus, I was like, oh no. And then I saw you queue up fight with Sid and went, okay, well, at least that's not too bad because now it's only one D-Lunar. Doesn't have a target to bounce his virus off of.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky that way. But now he angry. He's going down. This is going to be... Oof. Nope. I needed... Well, I'm probably still okay, but... I needed Rosa to... I was preferring Rosa survive here. Now I need to be a little bit safer. Yeah, all the fire. Glad I bought those Cure 3s.
Yep, coming in handy.
Oh!
Moon bosses, even with a lot of levels, can still be no joke.
There we go. Wait, is my audio coming through before the video? Is that what I'm hearing? Yeah, because I don't... That is bad. That I do not want. Okay.
Yeah, that is a different sort of delay than we were aware of, so thank you.
Okay, yeah, that's different. That is probably poke shock wave worthy.
Yeah. Also, nice 1/2 of remaining go mode plus a party rock.
Yep, Adamant and Legend Sword are also go mode, so now if I find the Legend Sword, that will also get me there.
Yep.
Thankfully, I've got an easy boss fight finally. Whoops. Well, that kind of works. I thought I thought that Zoe and Bursik's commentary was behind. I did not realize it was other. So we'll work on it. Oh, you know Nuke now. Nice. I did not realize that.
Also, Marlon and friends. Also, I didn't get a chance to correct. I think it was Badger earlier saying Mylon Z. It is Mylon Z. Thank you very much.
He is a zombie. But I think we also called it D-Mist and not Derek Mist, his full name.
So, I personally have my own concerns with calling D-Mist Derek Mist because it's Rydia's mom, so shouldn't it be like Deanna Mist?
You've got a point.
Or Dorothy Mist? Dorothy Mist sounds a bit better. Also, nice hourglass, I guess.
I guess.
If you run into something like DMs down here, then yeah, nice hourglass.
I mean,
We've
my
got a few freebies of those to see.
my theory of this is if for some reason I end up like wiping here, for example, I don't really care about that, but I'd rather have it since I'm not going to go back and save anyway. Also, this fight's going to be pretty hard.
I am being corrected that it was not her mom, it's the dragon summoned by her mom. I conflate the two. So I will accept Derek Mist in that case. Thank you for the correction. You still have that mute knife?
I do have a mute knife, yep, but I also zerked up Kane, so...
Oops.
It'll be fine.
Yeah,
I think the Quakes are gonna go nicely here.
And you could always like, you could do a little bit of extra grinding here. Maga Sister grind.
Yeah, that's true.
If only someone, you know, created a spreadsheet for CP Orb and Maga Sister grind. That's a joke.
But what about Rock
I
Moth?
actually did that.
I was joking around with Invenom TK one night, and I made it.
Nice. Okay, now we're resetting.
Yeah. When Cindy is the only sister left, she will revive her fallen siblings.
Okay. This is just a really tricky spot to be in. I think I'm gonna finish clearing the moon. Because I kind of committed to this path, so... Yeah, and there's only 2 spots left, and I can heal before the next one, so... And then I don't have to come back here, maybe, question mark. Firebird, I don't need money. I have Ogre Axes, what else could I possibly need?
Jeebus, I have questions on how you got the link for that spreadsheet, because I only sent it to Inven and PK.
I think that's the answer right there. Hey, all right, much better.
Oh, hey, free fight.
Yep.
But you have to watch out. He's going to drag you all down to the Hades.
I know. I hear it's kind of I hear Hades is lovely this time of year, though. Is it Hades 1.0?
I was like, is it Hades that just released on Nintendo Switch?
Yeah.
It's a good game.
It is a good game.
yeah, this is a free fight because it says a script that after they cast these very weak spells at you, they will regain consciousness because this is Edge's mom and dad, and they'll like, what have we done? What have we become? And then they also disappear to go out to live the rest of their happy lives with Rydia's
Sure,
mom,
I'll keep
as
that.
mentioned earlier.
Okay, so there's one check left on the moon, and it is the Value Cave, aka Cave Bahamut. So we're gonna scoot on over there, wrap things up here on the moon. Also, sounds like we got some Discord delay added, y'all. So let me know. I'll just kind of talk as I'm going down to this fight normally, and let me know if that's fixed a little bit. I'm walking through the second floor of Cave Bahamut. I just entered the third floor of Cave Bahamut.
It's not gonna work for me because I'm hearing you in Discord. I just realized.
The boss is the Dark Imps, and I wish I had my hourglass still, but no, it's fine. Actually, they're gonna hit really hard, but aside
Yeah,
from
they're
that,
gonna hit hard here. You get two people that can
got
cast
weak.
Fatal though. You're fine.
yeah.
Oh, and Fatal and Stone. Like, plenty of options.
Yeah, pods didn't let me down.
Yeah, looks like you're still a bit ahead, but I think that's better than it was.
Okay, Shock will adjust it. Nope.
I counted and it was about 30 seconds in my head.
Oh.
At least.
Okay.
Okay.
But we're on Discord, so
Yeah, we're on Discord, so we have additional delay anyway.
Yep. All right, we're headed back to the Earth. Still have to go underground, so sure.
Not gonna go check your party rock.
Nah.
Rate that treasury.
It's not gonna have anything good in it anyway. Who was the boss here? It was a while ago.
Octomam.
That's right. It was Octomam. Anybody hungry for calamari? Because I can probably provide a snack soon.
I mean, I'm full on turtle soup, so
I can't wait for the pan to be vanilla. It's gonna be great.
so good.
Yeah, exactly, Jeebus. It's gonna be T Pro out of 10. We already know. Now, the good thing about that moon trip, aside from clearing my other required objective, is I did get that adamant. So that means if I get the legend sword, I'm also in go mode now.
don't worry, I'll make up for it later, and I'll be tripping over defense swords left and right or something.
Yeah, Bursik's
joking?
gonna get all the good loot.
You joke about it being T Pro out of 10, but I'll take T Pro out of 10 over T Wild out of 10 any day. Because I always just pull, like, Hourglass 1s out of my T Wild treasuries.
You're full on Big Mac. Hey, me too, actually. And
Big
yummy
Mac,
steak.
Chill Soup.
And yummy steak.
Yummy steak. May or may not be what this seed is. Seed is.
This seed is made of yummy steak.
Yeah, well, Badger's is made of big waffle, so.
Ooh.
Yeah, one big waffle.
One big waffle. I couldn't fit fluffy waffle. I was gonna toast. I tried. So you can't blame me. You can blame what you had for dinner or lunch, I suppose.
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't normally do this. Don't try this at home. But I knew I definitely knew that nuke was going to do more than 6,000 damage to that Ogopogo.
Yeah. Normally, don't hit Ogo with nuke. I think like the safest black magic to hit him with is like lightning magic because he counters with weak.
Yep.
I believe. Yeah. And safe there is in air quotes because that leaves you with little HP for an incoming wave attack. The save there is not necessarily necessary. We've seen a lot of the bad bosses off, but there's still a few things there that potentially could have been really, really nasty.
Hi, Ferric. This seed's rude. The seed needs to get me to the end here.
We have seen Golbez. He is sitting on Odin's throne.
Oh, don't remind me. I might have to do that fight. If the pan has the legend sword, that means that the pan is going to be hard required. But anyway, we're underground now.
Yeah, underground at an hour and a half. Woo.
just how we drew it up.
Full clear of the moon under our belts. Did
Endgame
find that Magna
levels.
key. This is fine.
Hey, it's what I do. Anybody watching that has to play me in the league later on, you can count on me gambling on the moon. It's a thing that happens. Also, I have the tower key. Do I do my freebies or do I just go take care of tower right now?
You know what my answer is going to be. Check your freebies.
Always check
Do
your
what's required.
freebies. There's nothing required. I don't know what else is required.
Oh, so the only reason I would tell you to do tower is if it was keyless, because that's actually my #1 rule is do keyless tower.
Do keyless tower. I think I'm gonna go to the. Oh, but Feymarch is always haunted. Oh, I'm so torn.
Check your freebies, Blaze.
All right, if you say so. But I'm not gonna be happy about it.
But I'm gonna complain the whole time.
We'll see some more big scary bosses that I will probably be able to just trivialize with my levels.
Also, are you going to validate your seed?
I'll show that off. Yeah. I do need to do a little more shopping anyway. I'm glad I had that starter kit. Did we talk about the starter kits at all?
We did not. No.
I have used everything in that starter kit. I have
Except for
one
your
life
tents, I
potion
think.
left. Yeah. Oh, that's not bad.
Starter kits. A flag in FE is exactly what it sounds like. It's a starter kit. It's a kit of items that you start off with. There's a couple different options. We're playing with the basic starter kit.
Yeah.
So it's like some life potions, some cure 2, some tents, a couple star veils. Basically stuff to get your seed underway without having to go do a bunch of shopping. Also, that pass was nice. You are right.
Yes. Now I don't have to go to the
you
moon
don't have
anymore.
To go back. Yeah, you no longer have to go back to the moon. Once you have your crystal, you can just go straight to Zeromus.
Yep.
How can you... I get that joke. I played enough Z3R. He's going to have to climb Ganon's tower and check the chest after Moldworm 2. That's how he validates his seed.
That seems a lot harder than how we do it. Ooh, that's Water Hag. Because that is a blue robe, and I already saw the other blue robe.
Well, the reason why it's the validation chest in Z3R is because you have to go up there, but by the time you get past Moldworm 2, you no longer need anything, so there's no reason to check that chest.
Oh, okay. Clever. Very clever.
Yeah.
JD!
The flute there.
Fight JD!
That Mom Bomb's in a kind of annoying spot, but not the worst.
I think
This is
Nuke
a
will
nice-
be good for it.
This is a nice Water Hag.
Although, if you don't have the levels, this spot actually has the highest... It's tied for the highest physical attack in the entire game, so...
Yeah,
It will punch your lights out.
Yeah,
But this
you
is
come down
another
here-
scripted fight, so it's not usually scary. I don't mind seeing it in a rough spot like this.
Yeah, you come down and you get you see this at low levels and you go, oh, it's Water Hag. It's just fine. It's free, and then he just punches you, and before you can get your 3 hits in, and you're like, never mind. I'm waiting to see why you were laughing. No. That's why you're laughing.
Well, at least I didn't miss it on the moon.
Yeah, we found the magma key.
I mean, that being said, like, I'm really glad that I did my grind when I did, because that hook route with the Ogopogo in that first spot that's going to be really hard.
Yeah.
That's a very tough fight.
Dr. Mammoth isn't the worst to see there, but yeah, the always the nasty part of that hook route is that first boss, because you don't get the information until you get there, and there could be some really nasty things there. Pain Man, for example, hits for like 5 to 600 or so per wave. So unless you have a character with 1500 HP or you can time your heals correctly, it's pretty difficult to do.
Yep. Heck.
Also,
Okay, well,
Mom Bomb's annoying because they just know like 10,000 HP she has.
all right, tower then, I guess.
Woo! You have Sheila 1, that's still a freebie.
I don't want to do Sheila 1.
You said it was going to be a pan.
All right, fine. I'm listening to Zoe. Let's, just for the record.
Just make sure you save scum it.
Yep, right now. I'm still on Battle Speed 2, I just realized, but I actually really like using Battle Speed 2 in this format. I don't know why. It's mostly because you don't end up with using Berserk that much.
Yeah.
And Battle Speed 2, when you're using a lot of like casted spells, like those nukes, for example, actually can help you get through certain fights that would be really difficult on Battle Speed 1. So
yeah,
it's kind of like my default now.
I think it actually also prevents you from losing ATB ticks to the menu's drawing, which when you're using a caster-heavy party is pretty important.
Yep.
I know Silverfire, another member of the FE community, and also I believe in the Festus Verse Discord, also plays on Battlespeed 2 exclusively unless they need to drop it. But I'm one of those people that just goes, it's Battlespeed 1, let's go.
I don't really hesitate turning it to Battle Speed 2, and then I don't mind if I forget to turn it back, I guess is the way it typically goes for me.
It is a very negligible difference, but all of my timing comfort has now been trained for Battle Speed 1, so even Battle Speed 2 feels off to me.
It helps with the I like trying to do more of the double life glitches too, and it actually really helps with that also.
Yeah, it does absolutely help with that.
You better not give me the pan.
Come on, pan.
Close enough.
Was it the Legend Sword?
It was the Legend Sword.
Hey, I told you to do your freebies. You got a pass and a Legend Sword from your freebies.
Yep. All right, we're in go mode.
We're in go mode.
We have endgame levels, so.
Endgame levels. You gonna go straight to Z?
I have to go forge. I could use a silk web.
Okay.
I haven't checked the Agart shops, and I haven't checked the Toroya shops, and I haven't checked the Kaipo shops. So we're gonna at least get 3 of the 4 of those pretty easily.
Silk Web is
Using
gated,
my own
isn't it?
emote against me.
Sorry, what?
Isn't Silk Web gated?
Oh, we should do this too while I'm here. Hold on.
Is it gated on T-Pro or S-Pro?
Silk web is not gated, no.
I didn't think it was, no.
I'll let the stream catch up to that one. That's one of my favorite little Easter eggs in the game.
it's so good. I love it. Still hadn't seen it until we were doing, I think, our 2v2 practice for the marathon.
Nice.
And I just love it. Well, that's gone.
That is gone.
That's so good. Because normally that breaks open the mountain and allows you to dive down, but if it's already open because you came from the hook route, it does nothing. Which is why having a magma seed objective on a hook route seed is my favorite thing, because you get to see that.
Yep. If you so choose. You would never do it in a competitive race because it takes like 30 seconds, but it's definitely funny.
Well, I'm saying, like, if it's an objective, that's always like, yes, I get to do the thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Whoops. Can I get to 60k? Let's see here. so close. Counting down. There we go. I guess I could have sold the X-Cal, now that I think about it. That would have been smarter. Anyway, I have my crystal now.
Yay, Crystal!
And I'm glad that I went to the Fame Arch first, because I got that pass, so there's that.
It's almost like I can do good routing, but I just can't execute in a race.
Alright, so my mages are all good to go now. Alright, and I'm going straight to Zeromus via the pass. I think we might want to explain what's about to happen.
Yeah, I'll explain it a bit, and then there's a question that's going to be asked. I'm going to leave that one to Badger. You may have noticed we randomize a lot of the stuff in this game. We randomize a lot of the bosses, their locations, and what have you. But we haven't come across Zeromus in any of these boss locations. The reason for that is Zeromus is a very, very difficult and nasty boss. His script is incredibly intense, and even in the most generous of locations, he would be a huge brick wall. So we've left him where he is. But this is a randomizer, and if we just have a vanilla boss every seed, it's going to get boring. It's always the same old fight over and over again. So we had to spice it up, and we did that by randomizing something else. Which leads to the question: if Badger is still
But I'm here. I'm here. he's
Where are my silk
menu on my screen?
That's not the question, but
Yeah.
I don't have silk webs, so we'll see how this goes.
So yeah, with well over 400 different options, many created by Scala Kitty from the free enterprise community, we have to ask, whose butt are we going to kick tonight?
Between Scala Kitty and Boardface, the lead developer of Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise, they have put together over 450 different sprites for this Zeromus fight, and each time you roll a seed, you get a random one. So it's always fun to see who we're going to be fighting. It adds a little bit of fun to the final fight. Mechanics don't change whatsoever, but there's a ton of great video game references. There's a ton of great memes, inside jokes amongst the community, and a lot of puns. There are a lot of puns.
A lot of puns. I'm going to be doing reflect strats as well, so...
Ooh. Yeah, I'm not surprised. You got 2 nukes and a white and some tier 3 still, yeah?
Yep. And I got more Star Veils, so that was another thing I didn't know I needed, but I absolutely needed.
Hey, look at you going into Zeromus with Reflect Strats and Star Veils. In this tournament that these flags were created for, in my very first race, I went into Zeromus doing Reflect Strats. I left it at Battle Speed 1 instead of going to Battle Speed 3, which is my preferred speed on Reflect Strats. I did not have any Silk Webs or Star Veils.
Yeah, that probably didn't go very well, if I was to guess.
Oh, I one-shot it. I had to hardcast wall with Rosa.
Oh, there you go. That will get you there.
It was, it got off the rails at one point, but yeah, no, that was a trifecta of mistakes. But, ooh, Adamantus. So this is an Adamantoise from a number of Final Fantasy games. I don't know the source of this particular sprite. It looks very 13-esque.
I think that's right, actually. Yeah. This particular Adamantoise, without giving anything away, is being very nice to me so far.
So when Blaze mentions that he was... Oh, that is a very nice counter nuke. Blaze mentioned that he is doing Reflect Strats. Zeromus has, in theory, about 120-something thousand hit points. If you know anything about the way that the Super Nintendo is coded, the max...
Oh, Zoe, you cut out.
Oh, you cut out.
Bursik,
I can
pick up
I can
the
pick it
slack.
Yeah. So since the Super Nintendo is only 16-bit, the most health that anything can actually have is 64,000. There's a couple locations. We had the Elements spot earlier in the Giant, and then Zeromus, where they have scripts where they'll refill their HP after a certain point. And I think with Zeromus, any direct damage you do after 45,000 will refill his HP and kind of put him into the next phase. If you do something like bouncing a nuke off of a wall, you can't counter that. So if you can chew through all 64k without triggering that portion of the script to refill his HP, he'll just die.
Yep.
And
It only
thank you
counts
for
if
the
it is
raid,
direct
Grits.
damage. As opposed to indirect damage, which is what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think kamikazes have the same effect, although that's pretty niche in being able to kamikaze through that much health.
Yeah.
We had Drax with the raid. Thank you very much, bringing some big Durg energy.
Yay, thank you. Big Durg energy, always appreciated.
Big
Ooh.
Dirk energy. Is that a swag white I just saw you queue up?
Something like that. It's not swag white when you're doing reflex strats. You actually just use it functionally.
Well, it was the...
That was a really
Direct
scary Big Bang, by the way. No, it wasn't direct cast.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw a direct cast, which is why I thought it was a swag white.
No. That's time, by the way. I
Yeah,
didn't call
that
it because I didn't want to call it on stream too early, but that's it.
That is time. That is a completed table flag seed in 1 hour and 46 minutes and 50 seconds-ish.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for this flag set.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be curious to see where the pan was. We're going to see the spoiler log here in a second, and then I also want to do the music check for everybody so we can get a couple doses of randomized Twin Heart music tonight. But yeah, considering the moon was at least a little bit required and that hook route was a little bit awful and no Tella, I'll take that. So yeah, I'll watch. We'll watch the spoiler log till we figure out where the pan is, and then I will reset and we'll do the Twin Heart music, and then I think we'll take a little intermission. Bursik is going to be coming up next with his seed. He's going to be doing the group flags. Which, if you are excited about this, if you are interested in this randomizer, tomorrow night there's going to be a big multi-stream on twitch.tv/freeenterprise and Randomania of one of our play-in races. We've already been doing this tournament for a couple months now, and we did kind of like round one was preliminaries, and then round two was sort of like the first elimination round. And there's four scheduled play-in matches. The first one was last night. There's another one tomorrow, and then there's two next week as well. And the either winners or top three, top four, depending on the race, are also moving on to that table round, which has the seeds the flags that I was just playing. So if you're liking this, if you want to see like the big show, I guess, so to speak, definitely tune in tomorrow. It's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then there'll be some races next week as well. One of them has BursikBadger in it, so we don't know when that's scheduled yet, but we're certainly rooting for Bursik to advance to the table.
Bursik, are you in Hook or Magma? I can't remember.
I'm in Magma. I'm Magma 2 only.
Magma 2. Okay.
So
Well,
sometime next week.
Hook 2 has been scheduled, by the way. It is on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Sunday. Ooh, okay. That is 24 racers for one spot, by the way, which is going to be just crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna be.
That's one word for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Bursik is still has a chance at the table. Moonblazewolf, the lucky wolf that he is, went 3-0 in the group stage and advanced directly to table. And then I went 1-2 in Magma, so I don't have a chance at the table. Womp womp.
Yeah, you had to go 2-1, which is what Bursik did.
Yeah,
And I went 0-2 and then got a bye, so I really went like 0.5 and 2.
Hey, Bai can put up a good fight sometimes.
Hey, one of the people in the race tomorrow got a bye, and he went 3-0, so the bye does
Okay.
count for something.
Oh yeah.
All right, there's Rat Tail at the top of tower. I'm looking for Pan.
I mean, if you're looking for Pan, just go to the bakery.
The Panaderia.
I was actually making a joke about Pan being bread in Japanese, but
It is Pan in many languages.
yeah. English proving once again to be the exception for weird arbitrary words.
I agree. I was very lucky, but no, I had to play a couple pretty good opponents. I got a little unlucky or lucky/unlucky depending on how you're looking at it. That one of my preliminary round opponents decided the tournament was not for them and dropped out. So technically, I only went 2-0, but I was the, I guess, quote unquote seeded player in my group. So I was kind of I had the easy route, we'll put it that way, because of how I did in the last event that we did.
Yeah, I went 2-1 in our group stage. Lost a really rough race of my second one, and then pulled out what I'm going to call as one of the biggest upsets in the group round against a really top racer by gambling on Keyless Tower and it paying off immensely.
Hey, that's what you got to do sometimes, though. All right, so I've seen Luca and I've seen Rat Tail so far, which were my only two chain items that I didn't actually get. So we'll see. Okay, something was at the Rat Tail. Sand Ruby. Okay, not there. If it was Twin Harp, that's probably the one thing that would annoy me. Oh no.
Oh no, is it going to be music?
Oh my gosh.
Ah!
Oh, that hurts.
You gotta play.
That
I
hurts.
told you to be the people's champion, and you didn't, and you got punished for it.
I did. That hurts, man. If it wasn't for Sid. All right, I'm gonna go do this Twin Harp. This is, by the way, if you do that Twin Harp key item check, you get a randomized song played by Edward in the cutscene, where normally it's always the same song. But in the randomizer, or in the newest version of the randomizer, I should say, once you complete the seed, you get to play the song even if you did or did not do the check. So anyway, I'm going to talk to the Twin Harp and we'll see what we got here.
Yep, I'm going to unmute the stream, so we're going to be quiet for a few while we listen.
Oh, this is good. Y'all will like this.
That is a fantastic harp song.
Great rendition. So
very
all of our Twin Harp songs, some of them have been in rotation for a while. We also have our artist in residence, kind of like Scala Kitty makes a lot of the Zeroma sprites. We have Calm Lamity who composes and does a lot of these Twin Harp songs, which are just incredible. They're always a joy to hear. And when it's one of the things in the community as well, if you go do the Twin Harp during the race, because Twin Harp, in terms of like the time it takes you to actually go do the check, is not usually the most efficient check that you can do, but you are the people's champion if you go do the Twin Harp check. So I should have been the people's champion. I think lesson learned tonight. So
Yeah. But yeah, so that is the table flags. That's been Blaze running, but we got more Free Enterprise coming up for you tonight with Badger coming up with a group flag set, which is, as we mentioned earlier, a variation on these. It's going to be slightly more easy.
no, not easy. Not easy. It's generous.
Okay,
We'll say
easy.
generous. Yeah.
Generous is the right word. Yeah. So slightly more generous allows for much more, I want to say maybe safe strategies and a bit of a more generous early game. That's probably the best way to put it. Still can be very nasty, especially when I roll seeds. I think I rolled the longest completion in restream during the group stage with like a 2-hour and 45-minute seed. So.
And it should also be noted, Bursik had one of the fastest times in the group stage with, I think, a 48-minute finish. Yeah.
48 and change, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a high variance. It's a randomizer. So, but yeah, we're gonna go to a quick intermission while Bursik gets all set up, and then we'll be back, and Zoe and I will be kind of chatting through that race, and we'll try to get the audio synced up maybe just a little bit better as well. So sit tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Hello again, and greetings from the land of tuna salad. My name is Zodi Million. I am still here with moonblazewolf and BursikBadger. But this time we have BursikBadger going to be playing while Moon sits here with me and heckles him. How y'all still doing?
Excellent.
We're gonna poke the badger.
Oh, I can't recommend that.
Nope, Bursik's getting ready to do a group flag set, and we talked about this a little bit already. It's a little bit more generous. It also looks like you have a starting Edward, so maybe we will see a spoonward
I do.
leading down.
Yeah.
Addy
have the
strats,
advantage
Addy
of being able
strats,
to
Addy
use it.
strats.
Yeah.
I don't know Eddie strats, but I know how to use a spoon if it shows up.
Hey, no better time to learn than right now.
I don't know if you want to talk about Bursik. What if you want to give a quick intro to the format, other than some of the stuff we've already talked about a little bit? I see your objectives there, but it might be easier for you to read them off.
Yeah, so you'll notice the first objective is the same. That's common throughout this whole tournament. There's always the option of, if you find the legend sword in the adamant, going and forging Excalibur is one of your objectives. Otherwise, as far as the other ones, that burn the village mist with the package, that's something in a vanilla game you would usually do right away, but I'm going to have to find the package. That will also provide me with a character if I choose to keep going, kind of. Depends on who it is. Complete the Antlion Nest is totally free. That's usually the first stop, and then defeat the bosses of Dwarf Castle. You can bet if I'm underground, I'm going to do that pretty quick, because first of all, that's kind of free once you're underground, and then I also have the warp glitch on. For the group flags have the warp glitch on, I should say. And so, as long as I have a character that can cast warp, that will get me a bonus key item from the sealed cave, because of the way they coded the game and reused the crystal room from Dwarf Castle is the exact same room as the sealed cave. So I can skip a boss most of the time. But I'm ready to go. I can just give it a countdown. You guys good to start? It's on the road.
Yeah, we're ready.
All right. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thing I just want to quickly call out, because we didn't mention it earlier, but you see that fabulous alternate Edward sprite up there, and a lot of the sprites in this game have an alternate color palette. And again, that is the work of Scala Kitty, our artist in residence. So,
Thank you, Zoe. I wonder if there's a Cecil to go with that.
Sorry, I missed. I'm still making tuna salad. What's the second one?
Crystal. No, the starting item is.
Oh, sorry,
Crystal
is it Crystal Sword?
Yeah,
You're welcome.
but the
You won't
second
find a
character.
Cecil anywhere in this scene.
I won't find a Cecil. There's no Cecil. There's like a Cecil with Giant Babel or something. With no Babel.
you never know.
It's a game. Pick one: 2 Cecils or a Crystal Sword.
Yep.
Those who don't know, Crystal Sword, aside from the spoon, is the weapon that has the highest attack power in the entire game. So we might see a spoonward and a Cecil sword, or a Crystal Sword Cecil potentially here. Wouldn't that be a fun team?
That would be a very, very heavy melee team. 1 glass cannon and 1 OP paladin. Crystal Sword is the entire reason that we have vanilla agility on, I believe.
Oh, there's the Teleblaze was looking for last time.
Oh, hey. Hey, is that vanilla?
Oh yeah.
Are you making vanilla tuna salad, by the way?
No, it is
Ooh.
Cajun and Tabasco tuna salad, and I have now returned with it. A wireless
wow.
headset allows me to make tuna salad and host.
What an age to be alive. Oh, that's unfortunate. You got all empty boxes in your treasure room there.
That always feels bad.
I gotta tell her we'll go a little deeper.
Yeah, that's a good point. You have the option to loot this entire dungeon, which I really didn't, because of Tella. Tella has the exit spell when you first get him, which is one of the reasons why Tella is so good.
Assuming there are actually any items in this place at all, because it's been sparse.
I took them all and mixed them into my tuna salad, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I think we've got, is it Schrodinger's watery pass here?
If you hadn't come here, there would have been everything, but now that you're here, there's nothing.
I wouldn't mind a cane now.
That's something.
Yeah.
Oh. Sphere.
So that's an example of an item that, because of the treasure settings in this format, getting a Dragoon Spear, which I actually got as a boss check reward for one of my fights, but Bursik with the T Wildish, Treasure Wildish flag enabled as opposed to the one that I was using, depending on what dungeon you're in, you will have a chance to get any item in the game, like that Dragoon Spear, which the game classifies as a highest tier item, a tier 7 item.
I thought it was tier 6. I thought Crystal Sword, Adamant Armor, and Bahamut were the only tier 7 items.
I don't think that's right, but I
know.
can certainly double check.
Yeah, I can double check too. Let's go
I
find
can
out.
go to the wiki.
Yeah, we have a wiki. If you are watching this and are like, I don't know if I could do that, you can. There's a wiki.
It's on the webpage that I'm going to put into chat just now. Hold on.
Also has a lot of good newbie guides. Hey, that's almost a pair of twins.
My choice of black mages.
I'm gonna leave you to looking that up while I eat. I'm real professional, y'all. I'm eating while I'm hosting. Sorry. All the talk about steaks and Big Macs and waffles and turtle soup and calamari, I just couldn't take it anymore.
Okay, tier 7 items: Bahamut Summon, Adamant Armor, White Shirt, Artemis Bow, Avenger, Crystal Sword, Masamune, Dragoon Spear, Excalibur.
Okay, so
Oh,
all the others
okay.
made sense to me, and I just shorted my list. I did not know Dragoon Spear was tier 7, so I learned something.
At least in the vanilla game, it is the way you get the items. It is not Kane's best spear, but for the randomizer, because of a couple of interesting factors. One of which being that a weakness to or added damage to dragon bosses, which the Dragoon Spear has that ability, is much more useful than the holy element, we'll call it, that the White Spear has.
Yeah, and the Dragoon Spear, if you played through vanilla and go, where was I supposed to get that? It's a random drop from the dragons in the lunar subterranean. Ugh.
So Blaze, a year and a half ago, well, I mean it's always two, but a year and a half ago we had a tournament called the World Series of Free Enterprise, and it had several formats in it. One was reject percent. Haven't I seen all 5 of the characters from that now?
I believe you have, yeah.
I think so. Did you see yeah, it was Edward, Sid, Porum, Rydia, and Tella.
Yeah.
See,
Found them
you could have gone all reject, but you just had to hang on to that Talon.
Yeah. Well, if I'd started with the spoon, yeah.
One interesting thing about this flag set that Bursik is playing on that's different than the one I was using as well, aside from the fact that he can run into Edge anywhere, whereas Edge was restricted in mine, he cannot go retrieve any characters. So that Edward that you just threw away, you can't go get him back. If you get a spoon down here, for example, and you decide that you want an Edward, you're gonna have to find another one.
Yep.
Also, should be noted, we have not found a Cecil yet to go with that Crystal Sword.
Definitely not. Or a cane for the Dragoon Spear.
I mean, my guess is that there's going to be a Cecil on the Giant and nowhere else.
Yeah.
Characters are not guaranteed to appear in this flag set as well, so it is possible there are no Cecils or Canes. I say Cecil, but a lot of people say Cecil.
I'm glad I didn't. Glad I
The
didn't buy
official
that
voice
4X
acting
over
from the 3D version says Cecil, but I don't like it.
I'm trying to think of other famous Cecils. I don't think there really are any, so.
Cecil Fielder.
There you go. That's a good one.
And I just made the one, like, baseball fan in chat super happy.
Oh, man. This shouldn't be too bad with a Sid.
Yeah, Sid as an early game character is pretty good in this game in general. I would say he's probably a little bit better in the table flags that I was playing than this group flag set, but he's still really useful. He has a good pool of hit points. He can use a lot of really powerful weapons. He's pretty slow, so at the end of the game, you can use him as an agility anchor potentially, like I did. So, a lot of utility from Sid. There's our Cecil.
Yeah, it's on the wrong side of the field.
To keep up with the baseball jokes, you should just, try and trade for him, or is it past the trade deadline? I don't know.
He's the designated Dark Knight.
Oh, there's not going to be any Canes in this seat either.
Another Dragoon Spear.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Still key itemless.
Your weapons are so good, though.
Well, they could be. Not for anybody I have.
I mean, it's a good stack of money, worst case scenario.
Yeah.
You can definitely sell at least one of those Dragoon Spears, right?
We'll see. Probably. I'm not a big fan of 2 Canes. I can sell... Got something else I can sell in my inventory now, too.
So this is something that I never did. What are you doing right now, Bursik?
I am going in the front of Mount Hobbs, where Rydia usually learns Fire 1. And I am instead getting a low to mid-tier summon. That is one of the flakes that is on. Is enabling that she will get something upon Mount Hobbs.
Yes, and you got
As
the
such-
Odin, which is not bad, actually.
Which I've already
Yeah.
found an Odin I didn't use, so there's some more cash in my pocket.
Well worth not using it out of hopes for there. Yeah, I believe that summon spot can have anything except for Leviathan and Bahamut, I believe.
Boy, this is...
Yep, I think that's right. And yeah, more not Kane or Cecil, and more vanilla also, Zoe.
Hi, me, Zoe Vanillion.
So we're going to give Yang a moment here. And busting out the twin magic. It should be noted in the randomizer because we do get the characters are randomized, and you can actually get multiples. I don't think we've seen that yet in any of the seeds that we've done tonight. But as long as you have 2 twins, you can have Palom and Palom do twin magic. You can have Porum and Porum do twin magic. It doesn't have to be one of each.
I see you equipping the second best claw in the game.
Mm-hmm.
The nice claw.
Second? I don't know. I might call that third. I'd kind of get Thunder the second.
Oh, no, Thunder's the first.
Oh, not a cat claw?
No.
Okay.
I'm friends with PK. I have to have standards when it comes to claws.
I like Invenerable's literal description of the cat claws, which is that you actually just strap a cat to your wrist.
I dig it.
So this is a fight we didn't see in my run at all. This is the CPU fight. The basic strategy for this is you want to take out the defender first because it heals the CPU for 10% of its health. Meanwhile, the attacker is zapping you for 10% of your health.
Dancing Dagger too.
Yeah, Dancing Dagger is a really good weapon early on.
Oh boy.
More hook.
More hook. Hook for the hook god.
So yeah, we might be 2 for 2 on our hook seeds. Hook, there it is. Yep. Which just goes to show that Zoe has really been honing her seed rolling powers. You're getting vanilla left and right. You're getting hook seeds. Well done, Zoe.
Yeah, absolutely.
I may not have the luxury of a giant grind before mine though.
I'm taking a little bit from Scala. I'm taking a little bit from Dathis, and instead of vanilla or jet, it's vanilla and hook.
I like it. It does give you another opportunity to get a Cecil or a Kane, though, Bursik. There is that.
There is, yep. Wouldn't mind an edge either.
That's true. And you do have one more character that you haven't checked as well on the ordeals.
Yeah, I haven't been in Baron in yet either.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, so you got a couple. You got a couple, potentially. So are you, Crystal Sword aside, I'll put this to both of you. Are you Team Cecil or no? How many Cecils would you prefer to have in your seeds in this format?
2. I'll take 1 with the Crystal Sword if I'm going full Zerker strat. And that's about it. So I'm Team sometimes Cecil.
Yeah, I don't mind just one Cecil. Like in this case, if I find a Cecil, I'm gonna take him. But and just make sure I stop at like level 44, 45, since that's a nice breakpoint for his agility.
Yeah, that vanilla agility can really make things interesting in this format for sure. I think in the table I've started being open to more Cecil, but it really, like a lot of things, it's just very seed dependent, and usually you have enough other characters that you still don't want Cecil, but occasionally he's going to be your best DPS. And then you just put up with his terrible agility issues.
Yeah, you also have the luxury of, if you find one early enough, you can not take him and then decide later. Whereas in the group flags, if we find one, say here on ordeals, it's a, well, pick now.
Yep. Yeah, you get put on the spot. Lori in chat asking if Bursik is winning. To be determined. That was more beard. Why is there no good characters to go with the good
Beard
weapons you
hair.
have?
Yeah.
Look, I told you that you would get some interesting seeds tonight.
You sure did. That one I did was pretty fun. I don't usually. I've gotten a lot of early darkness seeds, but they all have Tella in them, not usually Sid. So
Yeah, I think Infineous is right that I'm clearly the one winning right now.
it's really just a showcase of Zoe's seed rolling abilities. Oh, hey, it's Plague, but he's on the right side of the bridge this time.
So, question I want to pose to y'all. So, last seed we got to see Plague with the reverse numbers. What's your favorite boss to see in the back attack spot, just for how weird it works when it's in the back attack spot?
Oh, Kurapade. I want to see the kick around the world.
So I'm gonna go with Odin because I really like me. Well, you don't usually like it because it's killing you, but the
Yeah. That looked like that was a roll with orange wisdom.
Wow, just in time. God.
yeah, a lot of rude Plague, Zoe.
Yeah. We just need this flying Mike Wazowski to take a nap. Come on.
There we go. I think that's worth a save. Wow.
I would agree with that.
My general attitude is, do I want to potentially do this again? And if the answer is no, I go safety save.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. How long did that take? Yeah, let's go save. So something that didn't ultimately matter with your seed, Blaze,
Oh.
you didn't take a Cecil and you didn't find a Tella. Badger's gonna get some kind of bonus value here. You want to explain what that is?
Yeah, so Ordeals, in addition to a key item check, sort of transforms both Cecil and Tella. With Cecil, it turns him from a Dark Knight into a Paladin, no matter where he is. And for Tella, it unlocks his full spell list. Also, more vanilla, Zoe.
More
Yeah.
vanilla.
Very vanilla.
This seed's
My
even
love
more
said-
vanilla than mine.
You know, vanilla
Don't fall flat into the deep ravine, Bursik. While we're talking here,
Do
but
my
yeah.
best.
So Tella already comes with a lot of really nice utility at the beginning of the game. He starts with Blink, he starts with Cure 2, he starts with Stop, he starts with Exit, some of the stuff that we've talked about. But when you go through Ordeals, he gets access to his full spell list, which includes things like Weak, Warp, which I know Bursik is going to be very interested in. Cure 4, all of the tier 3 elemental spells. He also gets Meteo, which in the vanilla game he's not supposed to be able to cast, but he can actually get off a fair number of Meteos in Free Enterprise because of a item that is not totally uncommon called the Soma Drop as well.
Yeah. Though I personally find that the best use for Soma Drop is to give Kane NP.
That is the best meme use for a Soma Drop for sure.
Yeah,
Although
but,
Bursik doesn't have a Kane to give MP yet. What gives?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Oh, after this, it's gonna be my favorite sound effect in the game, which is the little bloop that it was only added in Free Enterprise. That bloop is not in vanilla.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that.
I'm
Neither
gonna have
did
to
I,
listen
so,
for that.
Yeah, it's right at the end of the fall. You just go, bloop, and it's the best sound effect. I'll be quiet.
Showcase safety save there. I don't feel like doing that again.
Yeah, this
Yeah, I
party
think-
is just extremely underwhelming so far.
Yeah, especially for a hook seed. But speaking of Telespell list, I think the most notable exceptions from Telespell list are Nuke, Quake, and White. I believe are the only 3 important spells he's missing.
Yeah, he doesn't get any of the fun spells.
But he has a great Swiss Army knife. Oh, nice adamant. I mean, you traveled up Mount Ordeals and you got a rock.
Yep, I'll take it.
It seems reasonable. You got half of a holy sword for the holy mountain.
You got kind of a reverse vanilla there.
But it's almost reverse vanilla. I was gonna say French, but reverse is a better option.
I mean, it is the mirror room, so you just got the mirror of what the legend sword is.
Oh yeah, good call. It is kind of a little bit French vanilla.
All cheetahs just became paladins, by the way.
PB strikes me as a paladin.
I can see that. So I did not see what your naming convention was, but I've seen goes, cheetahs. What is the sentence or what have you that you use for your naming convention?
Boy, I'm gonna say it wrong. Cheese. It's like cheese aren't the only furs who know how to go fast. Something
Okay.
that might be off by one word there. Foo was all exclamation points.
Gotcha. Yeah, unless I have a good 12 character naming scheme, I try and shoot for 11 and then just make Foo named Snates and wait for chat to ask me why it's named Snates.
Let me tell you, one of the hardest things about being in the table group already is I have to come up with at a minimum 6 naming schemes, and that is a lot of work. I need a creative consultant, I think, at this point.
I'd be happy to help out. I've come up with some decent ones I'd like to say.
Okay, I've got a couple lined up already, but yeah, 6 is a lot.
Like, let me see if I can remember the ones that I've done. I did Final Fantasy 14 classes in one of my races. I did Hamilton reference in another.
Not the character I wanted to see. Oh, hey.
You hit for some nice 1337 damage with that killing blow virus.
Oh, no hook route for you.
Oh, that
Yeah,
is
give me a bypass.
Look at this. Somebody's too good for the hook route.
so clearly
So
I
hard-
just needed a. What I needed to do was in this seed just give you a ruder boss in that second spot to pull you away from this magma key. That's what I needed to do. I need to refine that for next time.
Now, the important question is, how are you feeling about that character at the hook route, though?
I want to check the shops anyway, so I might just do that now.
I mean,
Sounds
you got
good. And you have
June.
Tele to exit out of there, too.
Yeah. I mean, I can maybe even take on the Staleman. I might do some looting. I've got an Ice Claw and a Dwarf Axe, so some weaknesses
I
to
only
hit.
recently found out that they're weak to ice, by the way, like 2 days
Oh,
ago.
I'm usually dead by then, so I don't usually. It takes a while to find out sometimes.
You're dead or you're asleep. With that
Yeah,
fight,
one or
it's
the-
usually
it's-
one of those two.
They're functionally the same thing in that fight.
Yeah, because if you're asleep, they'll just punch you, and then they'll just keep putting you back to sleep, and you're just dead. Which is
Oh,
the prisoner shirt has weird value when checking the Staleman chest for that exact reason, since it prevents sleep.
apparently I took it off of Sid in that case. I don't like how this is going.
Counterpoint, it was in the first chest. You could just reset easily.
It was, yeah. We'll see. We'll give this a chance.
We're gonna let it ride.
They're saying there's a chance.
He does not have people.
Sid, you just got punched. Wake up.
Really?
What
dream-
what game is this where you're sleeping and you get punched and you don't wake up?
It always throws me off because I always think that it should wake you up, and I'm like, why doesn't it do it?
Okay, we're not. That's
He's clearly just dreaming of airships. Dude, dwarf engineers dream of airships. No, he's not technically a dwarf. He looks like a dwarf. It's fine.
Certainly got the beard of a dwarf.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That Aegis shield is a fantastic shield for all these characters that can't use it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good chop.
Ooh,
That is a good
yeah.
shot.
Nice, cool 55k, and then the 30-something k from the money armor.
You have a good bankroll now.
I really do.
I'm surprised you sold that headband though.
Sorcerer right there. Boy, that's a bow to be with it.
Ninja hat. Ninja hat. Shoutouts to Ninja Hat. I have not had a Ninja Hat in like months. I love that item. It is the best item in the entire game. I'm
So-
convinced.
So, weird thing is neither have I, and I've only been playing group seeds. I haven't seen a ninja hat, at least in a shop, in at least 2 months. Like, since the
Actually,
tournament started.
hold on. I need to check this. Maybe they bumped Ninja Hat up to tier 6, and that's why I haven't seen one.
I don't think it got a bump, but it might have.
There's
It's tier 5. I think tier 5's out of shops.
Yeah, tier 5 in T Pro only appears in Kakal.
Ugh. Rivers,
that was a
I'm
nice
so
Stardust rock.
Rivers. Come on, Rivers. Give me back
This
my
game
ninja.
is-
Free my ninja hats.
This cave is loaded. Wow.
Oh wow, yeah.
Holy, wow. There's
Now,
a
but the
Sylph,
important
Stardust
question:
Rod,
Are you gonna
Murasame.
get a? Are you gonna get a character that can actually use any of this stuff?
I know. Probably not.
Hey, at least the Palom that
Ugh.
he already has can use the Stardust Rod. And that was a nice moon veil.
Oh no!
Oh, and a blue robe. I know you don't have to come here, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
So that could be either the alt gauntlet or water hag. In that spot, we only see one, so we don't know which one it is, which is kind of fun. It's kind of spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's only a handful of spots in the game where you can see multiple boss sprites. Stuff like Antlion, Waterfall Cave, Magus Sisters, Calbrena, Elements. I feel like I'm missing one. For Bull Gauntlet.
Yeah.
All those you can see if it is the actual alt gauntlet or if it's water hag. Anywhere else you see a blue robe, you go, well, we'll find out soon.
Only one way to find out.
Same thing with seeing the Rubicant sprite. It is actually made up of 4 sprites for the elements in spots where there are more than one sprite slot.
Making a little detour here. Just, I have not seen this yet.
My favorite spot to see elements though is in the Calbrena slot because you always go, oh, it's DMs, and then it's like, nope, that's elements.
That's the one spot where you see the weird red Mylon robe for some reason.
Palette limitations. That's what Scala said.
Oh yeah, yep. But he's already got a perfectly good sprite.
Sorry, no waste of the Magna Key this time.
Well, that's gone. Give me an FE flag where I can just throw random stuff down the well just to get that text box to appear. I just thought of a funny meme objective for my next restream.
A meme objective?
A meme objective, it's going to be drop the hook down the Agate well.
Clonk. I mean, Infinius, that's about the only thing it's good for right now.
Right? You can't even, like... But the thing is, Infinius, you can't throw it.
You can't
throw it down the well.
That's true. Bursik, have you found a curse string yet?
I have not. No, that's
Thunderclaw.
Thunderclaw. Where's PK?
Thunder.
I'll be happy.
Thunderclaw. Sorry, we cut you off, Bursik. We were very excited about Thunderclaw.
It's quite fine. I've got the elemental claws, so Yang can hit some weaknesses.
Did you know that the
Maximum
PK,
powered punch mage.
The PK in PK4787 stands for Thunderclaw?
Sounds right. Have you checked the Sandruby character?
No, I have not gone there, and this is what I was hoping for.
Job dwarf?
Job dwarf, job
Well,
dwarf.
we'll check the job dwarf, but
Oh yeah, sirens.
Ooh,
Just what
You
a
didn't
what
see
a
those in
growing
your-
party full of terrible characters needs. Lots of protein.
lots of eggs.
Lots of eggs.
That is the worst underground weapon shop I've ever seen.
Hey,
But I guess
transfers
it's
aren't that bad.
it's because it's S Pro. I'm used to S Pro now. Is that therapist?
Horticulture therapist?
Yeah, horticultural therapist.
So a plant therapist. Okay.
I think I know what that's code for. Is that like?
I think so. Yeah, I think you're right.
No, man, I'm a horticulture therapist. Okay.
I was gonna say, is that where Seymour takes whatever the plant's name was in Pet Shop when he needs therapy? I can never remember the plant's name.
Oh god, I'm blanking too. Ooh, you have coffins too, you lucky dog, you. You lucky badger, you.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the easy route out with these stuff.
I saw you throw that Stardust Rod on Tella, which to me says you're going to be using like Stone or Fatal here. Or Weak, that works too.
That works every time. Not which stone does not.
Yeah. I think even Fatal has a higher accuracy than Stone.
It does.
But
So
it has
this will
the
be nice
benefit of
though,
being
because
AoE.
you can get weak on your or not weak, sorry, you can get quack on your quack kid.
Yep.
Get Berserk on your Berserk kid.
You get punch on your punch kid.
You can get Beard on your Beard kid.
Which one? There's two beard kids.
The one with the hammer.
He doesn't have a hammer right now.
The one that normally uses a hammer. Ice Claw Thunderclaw, you're ready for Kanato.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna get that warp glitch on, and maybe a character that you actually want. This is exciting.
objective?
Please.
And an objective. This might
Please.
be the best dwarf castle ever.
There's a lot of value here. Yeah.
This might be go mode. You might get the package too.
Or the
Or
Legend
Legend.
Sword.
Oh, I don't have a path to Z.
Could be a pass in Darkness or Darkness Crystal as well. This has the potential to be go mode if I am nice to you. So don't hold your breath.
I'm gonna be
You've already
disappointed
been
if
too
it's.
nice with the
I'm gonna be
magnitude.
disappointed if it's anything short of Cecil pass, Legend Sword or package, and Darkness Crystal. I'm setting the bar really high so I can be disappointed.
I mean, I'm used to disappointing you, Blaze. It's fine.
I was only disappointed in myself from that first seed, so
Octomim here, very fast, but if you hit it enough times, the tentacles go away and it slows down. Nice use of lit arrows. Now, did you get those lit arrows from that horticultural
No,
therapist?
I bought them. I think I bought them somewhere.
yeah, I remember seeing you buy them.
Lightning is a very good element in Free Enterprise. There are 3 bosses that are straight up weak to it, and then 3 additional bosses that conditionally have lightning weakness, depending. Those being Elements, Kainatsu, and Luge. I believe.
Good fight, good fight. Should be noted the second fight in this spot is typically a lot easier than the first one.
Wait, can this be a glitched palette too? I forget. Ooh.
Nope, that's Dark Imps.
No, that's Dark Imps. Yeah, it's only the first spot. It's because of the reason why it is a red robe is because of all the different colors that are already going on in this room and the colors of the other 3 elements. You had Scala had to use one color from one of the elements, and so she chose the red from Rubikins, I believe. I believe that's how that works. Do not quote me on that.
For the hand? Oh, we
No,
didn't talk
that
about we didn't talk about the hand yet.
Yeah. What's your favorite hand? Mine's obviously Deepest.
Oh yeah.
I there's a couple that I really like. I think Demist is the most well known. I'm trying to think of maybe a slightly underrated hand.
The hand from this one's actually gonna be pretty good. The red hand's pretty cool.
I feel like there's a blue one that's not the Golbez hand that's also really cool, but I just can't.
Kind of not so hand. I want to say.
Or Luge? I think Luge has a pretty cool hand.
Yeah. Chat's wondering what we're talking about. That you'll see in just a moment.
It's. I mean, objectively, the answer is Demus, though. I can't really argue with that. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to give some love to some other hands.
Yep. Yeah, I am partial to the red hand because I'm partial to the color red, if you couldn't tell by my name.
Wait, I was looking down for a second. Who is the character?
Rosa.
Ugh. I mean, I'm like so disappointed that it's Rosa, but I shouldn't be.
I'll take it over a Porum, but oh my gosh.
I'm telling you that Cecil's on the giant.
Hey,
Hey, Legend Sword. All right.
Yeah.
I hope you like your team.
Yeah.
Because now we
Oh,
just need a
gosh.
path.
What was this?
Oh, is this path to Z?
Wait for it. Wait
no, it's
for
not.
it.
Oh.
Oh wow, it's all four objectives.
We can at least check the package character now. So this was a
Yeah.
super
I'm gonna
hard
peek
required dwarf castle because this locked 3 objectives technically: itself, the package, and forge. You were not getting around this. Not that you would; it's a fairly easy objective, but
We might have to come back here after I check characters.
okay. Well, you are now in. I need a way to Z mode, and you still have 2 freebies on the table. Yeah, Baymarch and Sheila 1.
Yes, but I don't. I mean, why would I check them? I guess.
You
For
need
a
to
way to
wait. You
see.
need to wait as Zeromus, yeah.
Oh right. Yes. Exactly. I'm
Like,
Yeah,
unless you're
kinda
planning
solo
on
stuff
walking
and-
to the moon, but we might be here a
And-
while.
Is the
yeah,
fluffy waffle wearing off?
the fluffy waffle pilot? Yes.
A big fluffy waffle.
He's post waffle now. It's not. It's not a pretty sight.
Yeah.
I really want to see who this package character is. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
We can go do that first before I do the freebies.
You can also forge and check your coal shop, yeah?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm glad I
So
took
many
that
options.
bookshelf. That was Pokel's stashing stuff up on that bookshelf.
Wow. Now, my favorite thing here is you have a crystal sword in the inventory, so you're probably going to do my favorite thing, which is, here, I've worked so hard, and I came out of retirement to forge this Excalibur. Cool, thanks. How much will you give me for it?
Yeah. Unless I find an edge, like that's it's getting sold somewhere.
Another good shop.
Yep. Can make use of those power shirts, I guess, because Yang loves a high strength value. Oh, we have a crystal. Now we just need a way to zero. That's, in my opinion, I feel like that's kind of a really awful feeling, especially in a race setting. You're like, all right, cool, I got a crystal.
I'm going back on what I said. I'm going to do the freebies first and check package on the way to Sheila.
I think that's
Assuming I
a
need
good
to
routing
go to
decision.
Sheila.
So if you had to pick Bursik, would you prefer a pass or darkness?
Depends on the package character.
If you get like a slingshotable character, hey, look, a pan. That's a nice pan.
Well, I mean, if I find a cane, I don't. It doesn't even have to be a slingshot because I'm doing X. So it's not really going to be a slingshot. But
Okay.
yeah, I guess the one reason I'd want to do package before this is just for the weapon shop. If there's like long swords in there and I find an edge or something like that. Like I would really want to not do neither of those. Not right now.
Yep. We have some sisters and either a leg or an element. So
wait.
quarter leg.
Didn't need to do those. Okay, hold on.
Strength ring's not bad.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to run back down there to grab that though.
Yeah.
Let's
no,
just go.
I-
Let's
I
just go get a
absolutely
bunch
agree.
of key items instead.
Yeah. So finding that pan in the one freebie spot basically turned what was going to be one freebie at Sheila 1 into 3 freebies from Sylph, Sheila 1, and Sheila 2.
Yep.
So 3 chances at getting either the pass or the darkness crystal. I like your odds.
We also know that darkness crystal has to be somewhere on the blue planet because it obviously can't be on the moon, whereas the pass can be anywhere.
Yeah.
Very important.
Was-
Nicely done, Bursik.
Yes.
That is not.
Spider-Man bonking at spiderman.jpg.
Not the item I was hoping for from Sylph. Definitely.
Yeah. No, that's value right there. You got to be able to cast those ice 2s.
Wow. Goodness.
I audibly heard you reset.
Yeah, I did too.
That was-
Like we could just hear the
Click.
No, thank you. And I was like, well, it wasn't a Kane or a Cecil or an Edge.
I have to say, Zoe, for you've really outdone yourself with the character spread in this seed. Well done.
To top
I'm
it off,
taking a bow.
I'm probably not getting to 10 key items either.
Definitely depends on if you get a darkness crystal or not.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Party Rock.
Oh, oh no, it's
Oh.
9. Now,
It's 9.
but
It's
do you
9.
do? You are going to get a character check out of the darkness crystal, so there is that.
I am, but there's no easy key item check.
That's not. Yeah, like Earth crystal is easy, but it's very long.
It's like
Oh.
Keyless Tower.
No, that's not quick. If this is, I mean, yeah, in a race, no way. No way.
I was saying you could
Um,
also peek Value Cave and see if it's a free boss and hope.
Yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of those left.
Also, are you not gonna let us rate that treasury?
I probably will, just because Blaze didn't.
And your
Uh,
treasury is better anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well,
It depends though. Like I don't think you need loot right now.
I don't.
What's
I-
the-
Like your
What's
gear
the
is
forum
great. It's
got?
just your characters.
Yeah,
But don't let us stop you. If you want to rate that treasury, I'm sure chat would love to rate that treasury along with you.
Because the thing is, I don't see myself grinding on the moon unless there are hourglasses out there. Because I just don't have. I'm not going to do gold dragons without hourglasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I don't
that's
think I ever actually
a-
went in the shop. So, yeah, let's check treasury. Sure.
Yeah, good call to do it in this order too, because you're not coming back.
yeah.
Well, you might come back to do eggs. I
Well,
take that
the
back.
grind. The grind is kind of a question mark. If I had found
Yeah.
a cane, like I'd be using that dragoon spear right now.
I'm waiting for there to be 2 Cecils in Tower of Zot that you're not going to find.
Make sure I've actually got room for this stuff before I go hog wild. I don't. Glorious.
I believe it was mentioned earlier, but just in case it wasn't, that 10 key item total is really important because that's when Bursik would start getting double XP, which in this scenario is really potentially useful because it'll cut his grind time in half.
Hey, that was 2, 3.
Not disappointed.
Yeah, I saw a cat claw, another stardust rod, and another power shirt. That's kind of what you wanted.
Yeah.
A lack of something for good for Porum, like a life staff, would have been good, but I'll call that an 8 out of 10 with this party.
Mhm.
I like how you got the Excalibur for Cecil number 3 and the White Spear for Kane number 3.
Yeah.
I keep saying Porum, but I forgot you changed to Rosa, but you just never updated your tracker.
Oh, yeah. Oops. The Elven Bow is a bonus to wisdom, white magic, or black magic.
Black
That's
magic.
black magic.
Ah. Oh, man.
It's still a bonus to her magic defense, though, which is valuable.
Mhm. There we go.
Yeah, this is definitely a reject character seed aside from the Rosa and the Palom that you found.
Somehow Yang avoided being labeled a reject. I think at this point we might swap that around a little bit.
Yeah.
He's got double cat claw power shirt, so he's okay right now.
He's a good Yang. And he got you through some tricky fights too.
Yeah. Well, since he's got double cat claws now, the joke I made earlier is definitely more prescient, and he could be a young. I just was overcome with the urge to commission art of Yang with 2 cats strapped to his arms.
Flying through space.
Yep.
I would have him kicking, but aside from that, I'm liking this concept. It's harder to make the cats visible that way, though.
That's true.
All right, moment of truth.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh.
Wow.
Uh,
know,
This seed
I'm not-
hates you.
I'm not sorry. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. When we get to the spoiler roll, we'll get to see who at least one character in Zot was. Yeah, the one.
Whoever is standing with
first one?
Kane was. Yeah, but we
I'm
won't
gonna-
say who was at Rose's spot up there.
I'm going to laugh so hard if it's a Kane or a Cecil.
I mean, I feel like we already know the answer to this question. Did you ever check Sand Ruby character
No, I didn't.
just to torment yourself?
I can. I can.
I was just curious. You don't
It's
have
like-
to.
No, it's fine. Was my estimate 2 hours for this? Because I think I'm gonna be underestimated.
I think you're good. Yeah.
Maybe there's a curse in here. Although I just ditched Tella anyway. Oh. That would have been nice.
It would have helped.
Yep. Oh, that's handy to find.
There it was. Suppose I can let that Yang have levels now. Or not, the new Sid.
All right. Who wants omelets? They go well with tuna salad, I believe. How many sirens do you have, anyways, Bursik?
Oh, I'm gonna need. Yeah, I need more. I
Okay.
only have 9, I think.
Yeah, reject percent is where I got my keen sense of like how many sirens you need. It should also be noted that in that format, we had the J spell flag on, so Porum and Rydia learned their best spells, like their required spells, like absurdly much later level than they do in this
Ooh.
format. I think Porum learned white at like level 57 or something like that. Infinius is ordering a quiche.
Quiche sounds good.
Ooh.
A quiche Lorraine.
A quiche la egg.
A quiche le dragon. I don't know. This might be a good time to like call out and talk about a couple other things, Zoe. I think for me, I'll just quickly shout out again just the whole free enterprise community. It's just absolutely incredible. They're so unbelievably welcoming. One story that I always like to tell about the free enterprise folks, and I won't say who it was, but I mentioned earlier on that it was my like initiation into streaming and Twitch and speedrunning and all of the stuff that like I kind of do now. And when I was first getting engaged and involved into the community, one of the community leaders, who I'm not going to say who it was, but he's a really good friend of mine now, basically reached out to me and said, "Hey, just want to know, like, it's cool that you're a furry and that you can still participate and belong here and be a part of our community." And I didn't really know what to expect from speedrunning communities at that point, but I think that one specific thing really stuck with me, just because I don't know if in any of my life experiences I've ever had anybody say something like that to me, even among people who know, even among non-furry like friends of mine and stuff like that. So and it really kind of like meshes nicely with sort of how I see myself as a whole person. So just to kind of get that in particular welcome from someone who is a leader and kind of like a model person in the community that was like a really clear sign to me that it was a good group and just a wonderful group of people. And now I can honestly say like some of my closest friends in I was gonna say Twitch, but honestly like the entire world are part of that community, so it's amazing.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that. I have been on Twitch for nearly 4 years at this point, and I've tried a couple times to get into various communities. And being trans, being self-identifying as queer, doesn't mesh with a lot of communities, and a lot of times it can feel like a boys' club. It can feel pretty elitist, and I won't name which ones I tried, but they just weren't for me. And so I kind of resolved myself to only just playing games on my own with my friends and never really being part of a centralized community for any sort of game or randomizer. Then I made some friends with some other community leaders from Free Enterprise. Decided one night just to give it a try and joined in the community, and it's just so night and day from my other experiences. It's an incredibly welcoming community, very beginner friendly. Everyone knows that we all, had to start somewhere, and no one is going to look down on you for being a new player. No one is going to make fun of you for not knowing something, because as we've mentioned tonight, I know I've mentioned it a couple times, there's stuff that even top runners to this day are still learning that other people may have already known. The community leaders and the people who kind of just founded the community are there's a handful of women, a handful of self-identifying queers, a ton of good allies. Everyone on there is an ally, and that is a great recipe for a very wholesome and nice community. And I have to second what Blaze said. The people that I've met there, even the people that I knew prior to there, I've become closer to, and I consider them some of my best friends in the entire world.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that's nice about it, or maybe it's part of the way that it is I think that there's something about randomizers that are just a little bit different than like a traditional speedrunning community, where like there's no leaderboard for this game, because like we do events and we do competitions, but like you can't ever get like the world record in Free Enterprise because every seed is different. And I think that there's just something about the game on the whole as a system, as opposed to like one discrete thing, that just really kind of binds everybody together. And like you can get really, really good at this game, but you're still not ever going to know everything, and you're still going to make mistakes because the game is always going to throw something new and different at you.
Yeah, I think a story that I'm probably going to tell for quite some time, as far as people learning things, is a lot of people that are familiar with Free Enterprise, especially that watch the Football Gauntlet, are familiar with one of our community leaders, Invenerable. And I think it was a week or so ago, I was watching his stream, and he was playing a table flag seed and trying to figure out a method of grinding, and found a CPU in the ribbon room, which is a very high experience spot. And he's like, "Oh, I'll just do my grind here," and he starts killing the orbs to get a bunch of experience. And he's probably like 10 or 15 sets in before I ask, "Hey, what's the experience split here? How much are you getting per orb?" And he goes, "I don't actually know." And another community leader popped in and said, "It's an even split." And he's like, "Oh." And he finished up and got 1.6 million experience. Like, well, so even people that we consider like very, very high-end runners are still learning things. And
there's like a whole new Zaroma strategy I need to learn in like the next week and a half.
It's so crazy how quickly stuff evolves here. But we've shown you 2 examples of how to play tonight. This is just what we're doing for the tournament, but the way that you create seeds is so incredibly modular that you can really play Free Enterprise any way that you want to play. You want all the glitches on, put them on. If you want to play with just one character, you can do that. If you want to play with no objectives, you want to play with vanilla key items, you can make this your game, and there is no wrong way or right way to play Free Enterprise.
Yeah, and you can
As long as
also
you're
just you can also totally just play this game casually, which is what a lot of people do. You know, we're kind of quote unquote racing tonight, and that is a big part of the community. But there are hundreds of people that hang out on the Free Enterprise Discord that just will grab a seed and they'll go through it and they'll complete it. It'll probably take them 5 to 6 hours, but you know they love every minute of it. And there's, like you were saying, Zoe, there's absolutely no wrong way to play this game. Oh God, push me to jump.
Push me to jump. The push me to jump is the one flag, is the reason why I do not have an O and X record against Invenerable.
I've got to tell you, I personally don't want to do this because it's not that I don't like push me to jump, but it's so different than what I normally do that I don't want to get heavily invested in it. But I'm secretly hoping, because this randomizer was in AGDQ 2019, I'm secretly hoping that somebody puts together a push me to jump submission for AGDQ, because I think something like that could actually get the game back into GDQ again.
Yeah, that would be really cool. It is a completely different way to play the game. It adds in a Mystic Quest-esque jumping mechanic. It was an April Fool's flag, and it creates its own entirely different meta. It's so fun. And yeah, I beat Inven by like 10 seconds in a pickup race one night.
Hey, nice.
But yeah, I started playing this game casually. I had no intentions of getting back into community. As I mentioned, I was just like, I'm close friends with Demarine and Silverfire, and we were just hanging out in a group chat, and I was like, I'm just gonna, pull up some Free Enterprise. I've never played it before, and I'll give it a try. I did the casual preset, and like 5 hours later, I finished it and went, okay, I like this. I'm gonna play some more. And I kept playing, and then I was like, let me go ahead and join the Discord. And so I joined the Discord, and I was like, all right, Football Gauntlet's wrapping up, community race is coming back. Let's join a community race and see how I do. And fun story with another member of the Festus Furries community is that community race. I can't remember exactly who it was. I just remember that they were in the community. Was on comms that night, and when I finished and they announced like, oh yeah, Zoe Vermillion's coming in 8th place, they sent me a DM, and they're like, I was never expecting to call your name out during a race, and I'm so happy that you are part of this community now. And that meant a lot to me.
Yeah, that's super cool. I think Bursik plays this game because of me. Sorry, not sorry. I hope you've had a good time too.
You definitely introduced it to me. I had started playing Link to Past Randomizer earlier that year, because I think that was the same year that I first saw that when Andy ran it. Andy and can't remember the other guy's name, but they ran it in AGDQ like 2018, I guess. And so I was already like got introduced to randomizers, and you showed me this. I'm like, sure, I love Final Fantasy 4. I hadn't played it in a very long time, so yeah, there was a learning curve there. But
my very first seed.
Joining it too.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to interject. My very first seed, Sheila 2 had the crystal, and I didn't know that was a key item check. So I was like, I could not figure out where it was, and I don't think we had the help system then. There's a help system, by the way, if you ever get stuck. You just go to talk to one of the NPCs in Baron, which is basically the starting town, and they will tell you any key items that you have available. There's also a tracker I was just going to mention as well. Yeah, Bursik's calling. There's an in-game tracker now, so there's been so many like quality of life improvements to this randomizer too. You can turn flash effects off. That's one that I always do when I stream it, because I know people sometimes have visual sensitivity issues, and that helps with that. So
yeah, I have the I turned them off now. Yeah, I mean they're constantly making improvements. So we had the Football Gauntlet, the previous tournament back in the spring, and that was the first one where we used these like random objectives to like be your progression towards the crystal. And one huge quality of life change they made was the start screen before you actually begin the game will now show you what the objectives are, instead of having to like quickly write them down after you've started the game, and like, time is running and your opponent is trying to write them down too. I was so happy to see that when they released the 4.1 version.
Yeah, that was a nice one. At some point, they also did put in that menu so you could actually change the names before you started the seed. That was a big improvement. I think one of the first marathons that this game was ever in, they did a naming incentive, and the runners actually had to run to a naming way and like change the character names before they went to the Zeromus fight. Which we are going to the Zeromus fight again, by the way.
Yeah, I remember someone changed it. Was like, this one's my agility, my anchor cecil. I need to not do anything with this one.
That might have been the AGDQ race, but I can't remember because they actually did a version update right
There was
before
one in
that
in
event.
this tournament. In this tournament now, one of the matches I was on, someone did it.
Maybe it was one of the league matches. It's hard for me to remember, but yeah.
We as part of the restream team, all three of us are. We watch and participate in so many seeds that at a certain point they start to blend, and your memories go, oh yeah, this seed that you and me worked on together in snow. It's like, no, I rolled that seed and you played it. We didn't work on that one together.
I did that with Hupfin last night because we were doing commentary. All of us do commentary on some of these races as well as restreaming and tracking. Those are kind of the things you can do if you ever want to volunteer, help out behind the scenes. I've learned a lot of the stuff that I do to help put on the Fastest Furs events from people in the free enterprise community. So it's an incredible place to get some experience that way as well if anyone is interested.
Yeah.
Because the system we're using here is not unlike what we do for restreamed races, just on maybe a different scale or whatever. But anyway, butt time.
Whose butt are we going to kick tonight?
Again. It better be a
butt.
different one.
But what about second butt?
What about
It's the
second
same.
butt? Oh, it's not. Ooh, that's a cool one. I have not seen this one
Oh.
before.
I don't recognize what game this is from.
Where's Scala? We need her.
Right?
Realizing I
But-
don't
but-
have any. I never found silk gloves at all.
And it has a very generic name too. This does not help.
Archdemus. Quick, someone
guessing
ping Scala.
I'm about to. I'll be like, hey, Skylar, where's Archdemus from?
Yeah, do it. I want to find out. This is a beautiful sprite. You got this, Bursik. That's you got that slow spell. You're fine.
Let's see if I can take a screenshot real quick. Nyong.
Not from a Final Fantasy game, I can tell you that much.
Alright. She's currently idle. We'll see if she responds in time for me to give you all the answer. Oh, Trials of Mana. There we go.
Ooh.
Got our answer.
It's so big.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of which, since we're finishing up here, what are each of y'all's favorite sea sports?
I don't remember exactly what it's called, but the noise from The World Ends With You.
Ooh, that's good.
I am very partial to Discordness.
Discord Miss is good.
That's like, it's one of the inside joke ones. It doesn't really make a lot of sense unless you've kind of been in the community for a long time, but I saw that one and I absolutely loved it. Aside from that, I am a sucker for Moonmiss from Majora's Mask, I believe. Pretty good sprite.
I am partial to Mother Miss from La Milana, but I also really love Region Miss. That one's a really good one.
Hi, Scala.
Hi, Scala.
We were just talking about your beautiful Z sprite.
Hello.
Yes, the lovely Scala Kitty. Also, Blaze, I've realized something tonight. It is that I think because I've watched you do commentary so often, that a lot of my commentary cues and the way I speak have picked up from you, because we both say notably a lot, and I was literally queuing up to say I'm very partial to this Z sprite, and you said that same thing first.
It would not surprise me, and I would take that as a compliment. Thank you. Bursik, how's this new fight going?
Yeah.
It's all
Totally
right.
fine.
I mean, I'm not putting out a whole lot of damage.
Well, you don't have
Black
characters
hole.
that are going to put out a whole lot of damage, so...
Yeah, Palom was going to need a lot more XP to get nuked. So I decided to forego that. And that was a great black hole. Oh well.
Yang is
Edward.
Yang's doing good damage.
Yeah. Edgeworth Muss is also a very good sprite. I'll never forget my first Z sprite, which was Venomous.
That's a good one. Yeah, I think there's about 450 of them at last count. So yeah, there's always new ones added, kind of with updates and things like that. So this is probably a new one, I would guess, since I haven't seen it. But yeah, it's always a joy to see the randomized Zeroma sprite and hear the randomized Twin Harp song as well. Let's not forget that.
Yes.
This one's been in for a while. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, I must be in phase 2. That was a long pause.
Yeah, I was just thinking that
Yeah,
too.
there we go.
Yeah, so when I did my Zeromus fight earlier, because I did the reflex strats, the Zeromus that I was fighting against actually never got to what we call phase 2. But Zeromus follows a specific script, and it is different from phase 1 and phase 2. It's when that refill, the HP refill happens. So Bursik is now in phase 2, which means that Zeromus is going to start throwing out some nukes. He's still going to Big Bang. He's not going to Black Hole as much, which is pretty nice. But there's still quite a bit of damage coming out. But it's in a lot of ways it's actually a little bit easier to weather than phase 1. And then phase 3, which I also didn't do because of the reflex strats, is when we start seeing Zeromus spam the Meteo spell, which is the sign that the fight is almost over. Very exciting moment.
Yeah, and very exciting moment, also very scary moment if you get Big Bang directly into Meteo, the old Wombo combo.
Yeah, that is a thing that can happen. It is not fun. Scala, I think I need to play more Free Enterprise. If I'm missing Z sprites, something is gone. Something is not right.
I'm not as high level as you might guess based on Rosa's HP because I had 2 gold and 2 silver apples.
Oh,
Oh,
I saw
yeah.
what you did. I
Plus
didn't think.
300.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, normally, Badger brings up a good point. Normally, when we're evaluating like how good our Z fight's gonna be, obviously levels are important, the amount of spells that we have are important, but sometimes at a glance we can get an idea of that based off of our character HP. But in the game there are things called silver and golden apples that if you use them on your character will give them 50 and 100 extra max HP respectively. So that's not always reliable if you use some of those. This HP would be very good for Rosa had she gained it naturally. Oh, hey, look, rocks.
Time coming up.
Rocks. Yep. Oh, we didn't tell Shockwave.
I did.
Oh, look, Zoe being responsible. That 2,000 hit point threshold is usually pretty important as well. So it's actually really heads up of Bursik to give his Rosa that extra 300 HP.
Yeah, and that was time. You couldn't hear Badger.
Crack boom. GG's Bursik.
GG's.
Thank you.
Just over an hour 20. That is a really solid time for this flex. That I personally consider my good time is to be like sub 135. 120 is pretty good. That would be in a handful of races, like especially early in the group stage. Like this was the time for a lot of finishes.
This was just such a weird seed too with the characters.
Yeah, 120 with these characters is definitely impressive.
I might check. Well, we'll see who one of those bot characters was. If it isn't Cecil or Kane, I might poke this later. See who is at the second spot.
Yeah, make sure you let me know.
Maybe even do the giant.
Yeah, we must know. And you're gonna do Twin Heart music, I'm sure too, right?
Oh yeah.
Ram.
Graham! Roma's calling for his grandma.
Bursik, you do have a thing for Sid, though. I'm sure you don't hate the double Sid party.
I mean, I identify with him as an engineer. That's about it. So I don't mind like having myself named, having Sid named after me. I know I tend to do that in your streams.
Yeah, and I named Sid Bursik in your honor in my run earlier.
Yep. You even picked me up.
I did.
don't
You
have
were
as
my
much utility as Zoe, but I was still
Yeah,
there.
it's like we were both
Big
in
waffle.
Blaze's final party. Big waffle.
Big waffle.
And Shock was too.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with how my final party wound up with the names.
84 treasures, but I wasn't gonna open that armory, so that's maybe minus 10 on that.
We peer pressured you into that.
Yeah.
A little bit.
For the fans.
Plus, I mean, with the character choices, it was like, can I find any more? I never found a staff at all. So
I just thought of a really funny April Fool's joke for next year.
Oh.
I mean, it's not going to be... I'm sure they already have something planned, but it would be very silly if there was a seed-generated Rate That Treasury score in the credits there, along with the number of chests that you opened and characters that you found and stuff like that.
That'd be really cool if they did, like, they took the average tier of the items found in there and then, like, used that to evaluate it. That'd be interesting.
Official treasury rating.
It'd be even better if it was just a random number that had nothing to do with what was in the treasury.
I think that would actually be funnier.
Like I found like 12 black shirts. 9 out of 10. Alright, thanks.
oh, well,
Spoon. I'm just reacting to what's on my screen.
Should have done Keyless Tower for that 10th key item. Oh, it's Iridia.
Oh, it's Iridia.
already had one of those and let her go.
Yeah. Music, music, music.
I want to see. Oh, yeah, I kind of want to see what the sand review was, but I don't think it's gonna be very easy at this point. Okay. Reset. The Baron key at Masamune Altar was gating 2 characters. Let's save. Can you just do any save?
That I don't know. I know it's as soon as you see the sun, you can reset.
You can do any.
But
You can do
yeah.
any save. Yep.
Like, I don't want that save because I actually don't have exit, and I would be at the bottom of the lunar subterranean.
Yeah, that'd take a while.
Fly this big old thing over to Troya.
Yeah, just reminded. I was reminded as well. We have a marathon coming up, and while we're waiting for the music to start, I just want to encourage everybody to get your submissions in. You have until. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to turn them off when I wake up on Monday morning, but officially Sunday night is when submissions close for Fastest Furs Fall Festival. And you should definitely submit to that. Also, panels and performances. It doesn't have to be speedruns. So any content that you would like to stream for us on Twitch, you can go ahead and send our way. We also have volunteer and host applications, but those are not going to be closing until mid-October.
I actually don't recognize what part of the game this is from.
yeah, I'm real bad at 8 knowledge, so.
It's not. Might have to check on that one. Like, I don't know if it's if you're like flying around in the garden or driving the car or something. Just based on the name.
Infinius in chat saying it's when you get to fly the garden. That sounds right to me too.
Okay.
It kind of has that sound to it, like you said.
Yeah. That I think when I started playing 8 on Switch, I think I released it. I think I stopped just before I got back into the MD level in the garden.
You didn't finish it?
I got distracted by something else. I don't.
That happens a
know.
lot.
I
with
mean,
games
I've
of-
beaten 8 in the past, long ago in the past. Just
Oh, the 8 is a game. 8 is definitely a game where you can really get into it, and then you put it down for 5 seconds, and you don't come back to it for far too long.
Oh, if I start.
I've
playing
done that
I'm
with
gonna have to
8 like
draw.
8 times.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was Free Enterprise. 2 great seeds. Well, maybe not great seeds, but 2 seeds that I rolled that our runners did a great job in.
Hey, Zoe, they were good seeds. They were great.
They
They
were-
were.
they-
I
they were
dare say they were
enjoyable.
great seeds.
There was no required moon for me, so I'm happy with that.
And you got to avoid the hook route, so that was nice too.
I did. You gave me a
And I
free
did. I did
pass.
an unrequired moon, so it's okay. It all balances out.
So yeah, this is great. We've waxed poetic about the community and everything like that, but I do want to shout out both of these runners, Blaze and Bursik. I've come to know them a little bit better over the past year, and they're both great people. And this was great company, great chats, and I thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this and reaching out to me to see if I was interested. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad we were able to put this on for y'all. And Bursik, thank you for coming out and doing a race tonight. And good luck next week with your play-in.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's either going to be Monday or Saturday, the way things are looking. But we won't know until after the Magma 1 play-in tomorrow night.
If you join the FE Discord, you can look at our league announcements channel, and it will be announced once we know when it will be. So if you're interested in that, join the Discord.
For sure. And I just put another link to that. I also just want to remind everybody as well, we're looking for prize submissions for Fastest Furs Fall Festival. So if you make art, if you can offer commissions, if you own cool things that maybe you are willing to part with for Trans Lifeline for an awesome charity, let us know. We would love to give away lots and lots of prizes during our marathon this time around, which is not something we have done before. But we know we have so many awesome and talented folks in our community that can offer such things. So yeah, just want to plug that again really quick. Again, submissions close this Sunday night. The host, volunteer, and prize submissions close on October 18th. But no time like the present, get those in. If you want to host, we are doing short host auditions this time. So give yourself lots of time for that as well. It's pretty chill though. I don't want to make it more than it is, but just be aware of that. If you're interested in that potentially as well. And we're going to raid a community member, Kaze Valara, who is doing a Link to the Past randomizer seed. So we were doing our SNES randomizer here, and we are going to raid Kaze doing a different SNES randomizer that I know. Zoe, have you played Z3R? You probably have, right?
Z3R was my introduction to randomizers. I've played it for the past 3.5 years, so yes.
Okay, so I probably played the least Z3R of anybody, but I absolutely love Z3R. It's so much fun. So we'll go check
Also
that
where
out.
I got my commentary start. First time I ever did commentary is for Z3R tournament.